Space Cats!
Job. Job.
I can finally upgrade the energy compartment, yeah.
Jabba will do that job too.
You're gonna free me up to do other jobs.
Only for Jabba to take.
What's that, Jobbot?
Beep beep boop beep boop beep. Job.
Man, this thing's got a bit of a lag on it. Here we are, back, drawing as we should, drawing the way the Lord intended. He looketh down upon the earth and says, "You shall draw, sir, and don't you dare stop it." I bumped my head this morning and I feel rough, but that's all right. I was in a basement that had low-hanging vents, and those vents, they will sneak up on you. And I don't have any problem with that. I don't have problems with vents. But that vent in particular seemed a little aggressive, if I had to say so. If I had to, I would say so. Oh, it looks like there's 2 layers here. I don't think we need to open the door, honestly. Actually, we could probably keep it closed. Rambling man. The rest I can. I should just listen to Todd McFarlane advice in my ear while I work all night long. That's what I should do. Does that make it better? Does it look better now? Do I look better now? Does it look real? Am I my brother's keeper? rough. Hey, Fujo Bear. Fujo Bear. Fujo Bear will do whatever it takes to watch a Twitch stream. Fujo Bear, Red Shide. Is it snowing where you're at, Fujo Bear? Because it's snowing here in old Chi-Town. Chi-Town, the snow is in full force. Where'd we go? Oh, there we go. So I think from this angle, snow I wish. Oh, no snow for you, huh? You wish for snow? Well, I'll tell you what. The weather that we get in the snowy areas is rough. I will say that. Ooh. What do we do here? What do I do? Make a decision. Make a decision. Come on, make a decision. What we could do is I could just replace the door, which I think I had done. I already kind of crossed this road. And here we are once again. Once again. I'm torn to pieces tonight. Okay, so we got this. So let's delete this. And then so somewhere we got it, right? Well, let's make sure we got it. All right, let's put that there. Lucky you. You like snow, huh? I don't even know if I actually went out in the snow today. Wait, did I? No, I went out, but I didn't go into the elements. My storage unit's in the basement, and I'm on like the 3rd floor of the building. So I had to go outside and actually just started snowing. So I didn't really go out into the snow. I actually stayed home a lot today, which may not be the move. But what is a guy like me to do when I have so much work to do? You know? All right, let's merge all this stuff together. Got a bit of a glare. Hate shoveling snow, but it's always fun to watch fall. Agreed. Agreed to agree, my friend. Agree to agree. To a certain degree. Hey, Fujo, did you hate the interrogation video that I played? Were you like, I hate this. I just want to watch mud pillows get drawn. That's it. I do not want to see this jerk try to talk his way out of jerkiness. It was kind of cryptic. Have you ever built a snowman before? Of course. I've had snowball fights. I've built igloos. Me hate a streamer never. No, we've built igloos. I mean, I'm from a pretty cold area. I've built snowmen. I've built snow angels. I've done everything in snow that you can do in a sense of what a non-snow experiencer may desire. Those are the best. Sledding down a snow ramp. Oh, you caught me. So I'm from an environment that's pretty flat. It's not that I didn't try to find a hill, but our hills were not very steep. So I don't know. Have I ever slid? I don't know if I've ever gone down my brother definitely did. I know that was a thing he was about. I didn't prioritize going down a hill. I think at this point in my life, I've gotten so far, but I have not taken a sled down a hill. I've missed out on that opportunity. And you know what, America? I'm sorry. I've had plenty of time. I have no excuse. Yeah, if it works, it works. For sure. Okay. I get what you're saying. You're saying you're in charge, man. It's your show. Which you're right. It's what I want. But don't want to lose the Fujo Bear. I think you're a good luck charm, buddy. I feel pretty confident about that. I feel pretty confident that you are a good luck charm. Plenty of time to go snowboarding. Check off the bucket list. Snowboarding, whoa, that is dramatically different. I was just talking about taking a like a plank of wood and going down a 45-degree angle. That's what I was talking about. Snowboarding, I'm not sure I'll ever get there. Oh, hey, look at that. Hold on, boys. I see you're in the Discord. Let me see what's going on. Why is this not picking up? Gosh forsaken. I'll tell you what, the Discord has been not kind to me today, which is funny because it's only doing what I tell it to do. But I'll say it the way my grandpa says it, which is, this dang old thing don't want to be working for me. What do we got here? Check connectivity, input device, okay. Output device. Check, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Why is that not working? Is there something else connected that's messing things? Oh, I know what it is. It's this. Check 1, 2. How about now, guys? What in the world? I got some friends in the Discord and I can't hear them. Shouldn't this work? Talk to me, world. Man, this is rough. Rum pom pom pom. Check 1, 2. I wonder if, well, this doesn't matter. Let's try it again. Oh, this is so frustrating. I tried to take care of this before. Having mic issues, start with a test. Okay. All right, so you're not hearing anything there. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to close Discord and open it again. That's the only thing I can think of. And then let's close all this. Oh, you know what? Discord might actually be connected on more than one platform, which might cause some issue. No, I closed it here. I was looking out. I was doing some thinking, even though I'm not getting the outcomes I desire. Discord's a rough one. That's a heavy program. That's a heavy program. And you can do a lot of stuff in Discord. It's pretty wild. I'm really curious to what the future of Discord is. Come on now. Or maybe, you know what it is? It might be connected to, it might be this. I hear you now.
Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth second device connected. Bluetooth device 2 disconnected.
Okay. There we are.
What does it say under your name?
What?
Under my name? We're having some technical difficulties.
I can hear you guys now. All right, we're back on.
We're back.
We're back. We were never gone.
It doesn't say anything under my name.
You know what it was? I just had the speaker connected to too many things. Typical TJ issues. All right, back to drawing.
That's a typical TJ move there, if you ask me.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you too. I'm glad I got that cleared up. Hey, is that a typical TJ issue?
No, you said it, so I wanted to repeat it derogatorily.
Nah, go for it. Oh my goodness. Fujo Bear, you still there with us? Sorry about the technical difficulties. I apologize.
TJ,
Yo.
ever gone sledding?
I do not believe I've ever gone sledding. And you know what? I'm reaching really deep into my brain. And I remember a few instances where I was out as a little boy with snow boots and snow gloves and a winter coat. And there was a sled. And I remember that I think there were just too many kids who were using the sled. And I just would rather socialize. And that's the only thing I can think of. So I remember my brother. No, I don't know why it says 181. Fujo Bear. I tried to make it. We're 188. But anyway, I digress. I'm pretty sure if I have sled, it was on a very shallow hill, and it's not even worth talking about. Because Ohio is very flat.
I have a couple of sleds.
Do you? Are you telling me I could?
I have a couple of sleds.
Of course you do. I'm down. Are there any big hills in this great plains that is Illinois?
Yeah, all these local parks have sledding hills. They build sledding hills.
Oh, see, I never grew up in a rich area. I don't know about that.
Oh no, it's not a particularly well-off area. It's
I associate hills.
Like, there used to be a lot of old dumps over here.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
they dump rocks on and then they planted grass on top of that.
Oh, okay. So they're on top of landfills. That's right up my
Pretty
caliber.
much. Most of the parks in the area are old landfills.
Wow. I had no idea. They probably don't
Yeah.
advertise that a lot.
No.
Welcome to the old dump. Come and have your kids play here. That's cool, man. I'm down. I'll do that. And then maybe after that, I'll go snowboarding. I feel like, Joel, you've been snowboarding. You had to have.
Dude, I suck so bad at snowboarding.
That's it.
I'm surprisingly
So
good
it's
at
yes.
skiing, but awful at snowboarding.
Oh, you're good at skiing, you say?
I've only gone once, but I was really good the one time I went.
Oh, okay.
Like I was going off ramps the first time I went skiing.
I've always heard it's way more natural feeling.
It really is.
Skiing is?
Well, and I'm like so used to rollerblading too, like downhill
Maybe that's a
rollerblading.
closer comparison, because like as a skateboarder, like going to fucking snowboarding sucks.
Oh my
Like,
god,
it
dude!
didn't at all.
It doesn't. It doesn't translate.
The first time I went, no, it doesn't at all. No.
Oh, okay.
My buddy.
I'm surprised.
Tried to get me to go snowboarding.
What up, Bob?
Snowboarding with him, and he was like, "Dude, it's exactly like downhill longboarding." And I'm like, "Oh, for real?" So I start trying to ride the snowboard like my downhill longboard, and I eat shit so quickly. I ride down most of the hill on my back. He put me on like a run that was way too hard. Like we started on like a black diamond run,
Oh, wow.
and like I just ate shit the entire way down. And I'm like, dude, that was nothing like longboarding. What the fuck? And he was like, oh, I've never been longboarding.
Oh, wow. I
And
like
I
how
was like, I'm gonna take you fucking longboarding. I'm gonna tell you it's just like this.
so Black Diamond is like really difficult hills.
Yes.
Because when I think of Black Diamond, I
It's
think
like-
of like the final level in a pyramid scam. Like we're finally
Yeah,
Black Diamond.
exactly.
The closest thing I've done to skiing is as a kid, I wore Reeboks and I was on top of a concrete loading dock, which was probably around 5 feet high, 6 feet high, and I jumped off. So that's all the prep I have so far. Yeah, pretty dope. I thought about grabbing my shoes and pulling it up, but I didn't get to it. But I thought about it.
I need to go back and try it.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we just need to start with the sledding trip.
I'm down, man. I'm down. I need to broaden my horizons anyway. It's about time.
That would be so fun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, James, what were some of your like weird server names?
Hey, what's up, Bob? How are
I'm
you,
gonna
buddy?
go through and see if you like recognize one. I got Amos, Magna,
Let me see. Creating
Captain.
new game. Yeah, so the servers that I see are Clay, Crimson, Shank. Oh, I'm streaming. If you want to see it. Oh, Expand. Okay.
Oh,
Those are the ones that I have access to.
Why does it say? Oh, you're in the Western Americas, bro.
Never eat. Oh. Where are we?
Eastern Americas.
Are we?
we're in the middle.
Yeah, we're in the middle, so I was just like, whatever.
I think this is a
Well,
constantly
Eastern
debated
America
thing.
is so much
Where is
more
the Midwest?
Over it.
I think when they categorize the regions in the country, you have to recognize the fact that there's like that third, fourth position where the Rocky Mountains are, where there's nobody really. So they kind of don't count. I hope that none of those people are in my stream. Not because you're bad people, but because I said something you may not like. You guys are all fine people,
What?
mountain people.
Anybody from the Rocky Mountains is a worthless human being.
Oof, that's a rough one. That's my Discord. That's not me. I didn't say that.
What are you talking about? No, we don't like those folk. Those people, if you will.
Yeah, people who live off of mountains. I don't know. My brother's family's from Kentucky, and they live at the base of a mountain, and it's pretty wild. They're like very isolated mountain towns.
Dude, horror movies did them bad.
Kentucky? Yeah.
Just mountain folk.
Yeah.
Fucking Wrong Turn and like all the Cabin in the Woods movies.
What about The Hills Have Eyes? Is that one of them?
That's kind of like
South.
it's more just like general hillbilly. It's like desert hillbilly.
You know who gets it really rough, man, when it comes to like colloquial judgment? People in West Virginia. I feel bad.
Virginia.
They get it so rough. There's no way that they deserve what they get, but they get shit on so bad. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, Bob. How are you?
Cause there's like the really viral like before like internet like streaming. It was like the Wild Whites of West Virginia.
Oh, the wonderful wild whites of West Virginia. You got was it Jessam White or Jess? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, they had the father who ran the family.
Like how oily you are.
He the leader of the family. The leader of the
Kick me.
the leader of the family was a tap dancer, and he was like one of the best. And I think, how did he end up dying? I think he was shot or something, or he might have just died of old age. But he was holding this family together, and when he passed away, the whole family just fell apart. And there's a documentary that was produced by what's his name, Johnny Knoxville, who knows how to produce material, at least make money from it.
Oh
and,
yeah. I
and
love Johnny Knoxville.
yeah, he's pretty cool. He's all right. Actually, shout out to your place when we were at your place and people were like asking me what CKY was, and I was like, oh my god, I never thought that I'd get to use my
really?
CKY knowledge. Dude, Joel, you in your apartment were talked about all night. We went out for a while and we kept going. They loved you, man. They were like meeting people, and then they were like, what did you guys do? And I think honestly, if they would have just went home after meeting you and seeing your like perspective on the world, it would have been enough for them. And they were just telling everyone about you and what your lifestyle's like, and then my book, like, because they were just meeting me too, and they were just couldn't have been like just more taken aback and thought you were so interesting. And so I was hanging out with Mark, and I kept getting a lot of questions about you, and I fielded them the best I could. But people were just blown away. I was
That's flattering.
Yeah, well, it's worth it, man. I think sometimes it's hard to realize, like it's hard to see the forest when you're like right up against the trees and you're like, oh, this is normal life.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that like some people, they don't know what their purpose is. Not that I don't know. But like, they were just looking at the way you approach life and they're like, holy shit, like this guy's all the things I think I might want to do one day, he's already got them in his toolbox, and they were just really impressed. So socializing was a lot easier by
I
then.
feel like sometimes if I picture myself from a third person perspective, I'm like, dude, I probably look goofy as hell.
No, no.
I do all this stuff, but
You may not be right
that's cool,
for
dude. Like,
everyone,
I'm
but
glad they like appreciated the vision.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they thought it was awesome. And then like,
Nah, dude, bring them back over.
oh
We
really?
need to have like a English. I was telling James about how cool they were.
Oh, you liked them. You got pretty tired at the end. I was like, hey, let's bounce, guys.
Dude, that climbing took a lot out of me. And I had worked out the day before, and I didn't really get to like sleep in because I was just like cleaning my place.
Yeah.
But
I mean, dude, if you can
fucking
if you can match Corey's vibe, or you don't even have to match him, but if you like Corey's vibe, he's one of the most prolific socialites I know.
yeah.
Yeah, and I know
I try my best, dude. Like, I just need to get a full night's sleep.
yeah. Well, you know what I mean. They'll drink booze and smoke weed and talk and debate and stuff. It's always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. So if you want, next time we get going, I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. No obligation. I was a little worried because Corey was telling some Van Wilder stories, and I'm like, damn, bro, that's the best story you got right now. He was like, I can't even say it on stream.
I can't remember a single like detail from that story. It was so funny. Like we were all dying, but like all I can remember was him like like the guy like stepping out of bed and having the huge erection like right in his face.
Yeah.
And then like touching him.
Yeah, dude, that was the story. Yeah. And he talked about the guy.
That was definitely the highlight.
Yeah. Oh, I was
That was
like,
so funny.
God. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I was a little worried.
Oh yeah, dude, and the possibility that we've both met Johnny Party,
That
which
is
I haven't
wild.
told anyone else about.
That's a testament to Johnny Party. Good for him to get the word out about himself.
Did you hear that, James?
Wait, he also met Johnny Party?
My
Dude,
butt.
he like, I brought him up, and then like they're like, wait, we met this guy last weekend.
Yeah.
And he like took us to this like crazy house party where they had like all this stuff, and it was like guys that owned like a big like huge building. Like finally brought him. I was like, yeah, they have a bar that was like used in the movie The Shining. And
Wow.
they're like, wait, like that definitely like we heard that. These have to be the same guys or the same like Johnny Party. I was like, yeah, he looks like he's dressed up just like an athletic, like older dude. Like it's not like he's not like peacocking or anything. Like you would not suspect. Like I had no idea what I was in for whenever I met him the first time.
I didn't know what I was into when I met him.
Now I know
like,
what I'm. Now I have no doubt.
We were discussing what would happen like if we were propositioned, and Alex was like, I might fuck him just to get into one of his parties.
That might be the.
He would care. It was like I don't think he'd even notice.
Oh.
I don't
That's-
think you'd even
It
notice.
was so fucking funny, dude. That was like one of the best. Like it was good on so many levels.
That might be one of the funniest things I ever heard Alex say.
What?
That might be one of the funniest things I've ever heard Alex say.
Oh man, what he said was super funny, but then Sid really brought it home. He put the special sauce on it.
Civ?
I thought you said Civ, and I was like, oh, Civ came to hang out?
Oh, Sid.
No, Sid did say that.
Oh, Civ? Oh, I thought you said Sid.
No. We were talking about this at work.
Oh, I see. That's pretty
Like
funny.
one of our really work appropriate conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bunch
Well,
of those.
in hindsight, they were quite appropriate, I'd say. They all worked out.
Dude, I miss that kind of shit, dude. Like, there's nothing like that at
Ray Kemper,
Waco.
or whatever you might call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the void of joy, to an extent. I don't know what it's like now, but
Yeah.
that part I do not miss.
Yeah.
I was always trying to
I
bring
mean,
good vibes in, but it's just I wasn't controlling the culture. So, ooh, that looks a lot better. I like this. But yeah, man, we were out until like almost 4 or 5 in the morning. So partying in Chicago can go pretty
Holy
hardcore.
fuck.
Yeah, we were out pretty late. It was easier, and we didn't even
Dude,
eat. I fasted the whole day. So Mark, by proxy, fasted what too, and we didn't eat. We went to a 24-hour diner, probably around 4, something like that. Yeah, so it was a late night. I would have
been messed out.
Yeah, I generally can't. You know what? The crazy thing is, we left Corey, Claire, and Keller. We left those guys because we just couldn't keep going. I was like, let's just get an Uber and eat something. Mark's like, I'm in. And Mark never does that stuff. I think Mark mostly plays Minecraft and dude, when Mark was explaining how televisions work, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Joel goes, I love this guy. He was basically explaining that it's
He's good people. He's someone I could talk to for hours about this stupid, well, not stupid, but this super nerdy, irrelevant shit.
Yeah. I knew that was the right vibe to put together. I was a little worried about Corey at first because I was like, he's a little bit of a broier vibe, but Mark is like a hardcore nerd.
He's cool, dude. I like him a lot. He was definitely he's someone that I would hang out with at Scads.
Oh, cool. You're Mark or Corey?
Yeah, the fact that you knew, or was it what's her name?
Claire?
Claire, dude. Yeah, I don't know why that name so hard for me to.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Did you go to Scad before I was even let's say, I'm like, yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
Dude, did you hear that? 'Cause
No.
I was like, yeah, like, I lived in Georgia, and there was like really only one school for me. Like I felt.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, you went to SCAD, didn't you? I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, SCAD was my first choice for school. It's a pretty famous school. It's a high pedigree for art schools.
Oh yeah, like I didn't even realize like until like I went there because it was like I just needed like an in-state school, so
Wow.
I didn't have to pay like way more. Like it was like I got really lucky. Like they're literally the only school in Georgia besides Georgia Tech that offers like a product design or industrial design degree.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech, dude, that would have been like I
Would it-
don't know, not for me.
No, you don't think so? Oh. Well, that creative environment
I
at
probably couldn't have gotten
SCAD
in,
is really
dude.
what they
I
mark.
probably like they're so strict. They're so like prestigious for like having like they're like the MIT of Georgia basically.
Damn.
Yeah,
What's the MIT
very
of
smart
Chicago?
people go to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, it's super famous.
But yeah, man.
God damn, I wish I was better
I
at
miss
perspective. I bet, man. They really promote that. You know what's interesting? I always thought it was interesting is that for the film school, they were like, we pride ourselves on creating an environment that's not competitive. It'll be the one place while you learn film that it will be more about like kind of developing your creative potential instead of because you're going to be competitive at work, you know. So I think their theory was.
That's like so bullshit.
Is that true?
It was so
Ah.
competitive.
That's funny.
It was so competitive. Every major was extremely competitive.
Oh, I love that. That is what it is. I don't have problems with competition. I just like the fact that they prioritize that idea at the time. You went
Yeah.
when did you go to school?
It's a good thing to say. It's a good thing to say you do.
Yeah. Especially for artists. I think a lot of artists are turned away by, you know what I mean? Like I'm like this rare mix between sports and art. I think there's way more similarities to them than those two cultures claim. But I do know a lot of creative people that when you start to bring competition in, they kind of shy away from it. And that's unfortunate. That's not going to work in the capitalistic market, but you know,
I guess like maybe it's not like so promoted by like the professors as like this is a competition. I mean, sometimes there were like literal competitions, like design comps and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it was more about like I think what naturally happens when there's like so many students, like they know what grade they're making. Like everyone knows like how they're getting critiqued. Like so it's very obvious there's like a hierarchy. Like the people are fighting for the top spot, like getting the most like positive remarks and shit from the professor and like peers. That like it just happens. Like
right. It's natural.
It's kind of inevitable.
Right.
Yeah. But like it like at SCAD specifically because I think everyone knew like, oh, we're all going to be competing for jobs.
Yeah.
Like with each other directly out of college, like.
For sure.
It's going to be like we're going to see people like that we know like end up famous. Like one of the guys like I went to SCAD with, he ended up being like really big. Like he's like an influencer like on like Vine and TikTok where he just does like VR furniture sculpting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, your friends knew him, and I was like, yeah, like I knew him.
Oh, he was a dick.
Really?
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there, but
Oh no, he was a dick to me.
I mean,
yeah.
kind of like he was one of those people that like, you know, was super. You know, he would walk up to your shit like, and like start like giving his
Nick
feedback.
Baker,
And
that was his name.
I didn't fucking ask. Dog, like.
Oh, really? And he's probably thinking he's doing your.
Like,
He's
it was,
probably.
like, such like an attitude of like, oh, this is how I would have done it, and it would have been better. Like.
Yeah.
Like,
and he was so like mediocre.
Really?
well, yeah. I mean,
At least not.
Most people like that, I guess, kind of are, and like the people that are really, really exceptional are like absorbed in their work, and
Mhm.
like on the other side of the spectrum, people are just kind of like, yeah, I'm living my own life as well. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing like a lot of other stuff. I'm not all about like thinking about uh, design and art and everything all the time.
Sure. Sure. And then there are the
Like,
people who are obsessed with it and they don't get any they I don't know, they might be succumb to perfectionism and so they never really get anything done. And they are really talented, but they just never get through it.
oh yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of artists. Like unfortunately, like Quentin Tarantino is kind of going through that. I think
Yeah, I could see that.
he's like I just gotta like I have to stop.
Yeah, I think he's really worried about making a bad movie. That's his big worry. He said he feels like a filmmaker can only make about 10 movies and then they start to fall off and he doesn't want that he doesn't want to be that guy. I would argue that we're living in a different time and a human being's able to consume more, learn more and be more efficient than ever before, so that number could probably be more exponential. But he doesn't listen to any of my tweets. I tweeted him every morning, first thing in the morning, and not a single response. Might not be his account.
You have to. Did you include feet pics?
I did not. I might have to do that.
There you go.
You think my feet will work? I got hairy, ugly feet. May
Dude,
not.
get some Mexican beer and like pour it down your toes.
Mexican beer, like you can tell. He's like, wait a minute, is that Coors Light? Gross.
Is
I
that
don't-
Belgian ale? Ugh.
I almost pleasured myself.
Red nail polish.
Yeah.
You're golden.
Some guy.
Dude, that's like you've seen From Dusk Till Dawn, right?
I've only seen like the first half of it, the one where he's acting with George Clooney. It's a Robert Rodriguez movie, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Robert Rodriguez.
I don't. You know, it's
But-
you're not gonna like to hear this, but I actually don't do horror that well. I'm trying to get better about it because it is a good genre. But back when that movie was like on the palette for me, I was like, I'm good. I don't know. Gore is not my favorite
I
thing,
mean,
and I know it's like a
I
cooler.
think it's like a horror, like light horror, like mostly like action movie.
Yeah, I believe that with Robert Rodriguez.
It's very Robert Rodriguez, so it feels like it's gory, but it feels like like it's kind of grindhouse.
Okay.
And I don't like seeing the mariachi movies, but
Did you watch those? I
those
never.
are fucking,
Are those good?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because it's like El Mariachi is the first one, and it's like it's Spanish language, and then the other two I think there's both, but it's El Mariachi, then Desperado, and then Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He did that one? Damn.
Yeah.
I just know that
But,
I know he made a movie for like 12 grand and that blew everyone away.
That was probably El Mariachi.
Yeah. There's pictures and some video footage of him just with like a 16 millimeter Bolex and he's like, just come out on the balcony. Come out. Yep. Just wave that. And then like, what are you doing? He's like, hold on, shut up. Gets the shot and he's like, what are we doing? He's like, we're moving. And so like he didn't even have like a set. He was just fucking winging it. He knew what he needed and he would just go get it himself. So he's a very inspiring person as a filmmaker to look to about just get it done.
Oh yeah, I like his movies. It's been a long time since he's made one, I think.
Well, he made all that money on Spy Kids. He doesn't have to work.
Well, he did one after that. Like so, in all of the Robert Rodriguez movies with Danny Trejo, he plays Machete. And so, like in Spy Kids, he's Uncle Machete, and then he's like in all of the mariachi movies. And he also had his own movie where he just plays like it's like ultra R-rated, like killing people with machetes like the whole time.
Yeah, I wonder what he's up to now. He's 56.
Danny Trejo?
Oh no, I'm
Or
thinking
Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez. Oh my God, El Mariachi. He spent $7,000 on that movie.
Wow.
That's $7,000
That's
in
crazy.
1992 though, so it's probably more like 15 grand today. But still,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
stupid. I mean, you give me 15
I mean,
grand, I
he
don't
had
think I can give you.
Antonio Banderas as well, like in that.
Oh well, that's probably what got it out there. Planet
But I
Elite.
don't know. Maybe that was his first movie, because I think he did like, what did he do after that? It was like his gateway into Zorro.
El Mariachi is his first movie. That's 92. And then he did Four Rooms, which I think is a movie where they have four different directors directing. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's I think
I
Tarantino
love
does this.
movies like that.
It's pretty wild. It's basically like a guy who works at a hotel room and or hotel rather, and every room is different that he experiences, and every room is directed by a different director. That's a Miramax film from '94. Then he did Desperado in '95. So he goes 92, so he's probably selling the movie for 2 years, goes to Four Rooms, so he's legit at that point. 95, he does Desperado for Sony Pictures. Then From Dusk Till Dawn, so he does a 2 picture deal with Miramax after that. And then Spy Kids, Spy Kids 2, Spy Kids 3D, which he probably made gobs and gobs of money on. And then in 2003,
Yep.
he does Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That's a Sony Pictures. And then he did Sin City, which we all know is dope.
Yep.
The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, another cash grab. Planet Terror. Oh, that's the
That
Grindhouse
was
movie.
Project Grindhouse.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
So that was that and Death Proof.
Then he
With
did
like the best like lap dance scene in cinema.
my favorite part of Death Proof is the scene where they're killing the bad guy, and he goes, "Why?
Oh yeah.
Why?"
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing. All that shitty stuff. I almost feel like the whole movie was to that moment. Why? Which is funny.
Dude, I love the movie.
Then he does a movie called Shorts. I'm not familiar with. I think it's a kids movie. Then Machete. Looks like Robert De Niro's in that movie. Spy
Yeah,
Kids
the
again.
kid, you look the bad guy.
Spy Kids all the time in the world. So I almost feel like
Wait, what? They made a fourth Spy Kids movie?
yeah, they
Or is
did.
that coming out now?
Dude, I think it's more than 4. It looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's oh yeah, yeah. No. Is Shark Boy and Lava Girl the same, or is that a different thing?
It's really similar, but no. It's
Okay.
like if you die in the game, you die for real. Like
Okay.
VR game movie.
So then that would mean if that doesn't count, then yeah, there's a fourth Spy Kids. And then he does Machete Kills in 2013. Sin City, he does another Sin City. The Dame to Killer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It's a Weinstein Company movie. Might have had a more limited release.
Uh-oh.
Miramax, which is Weinstein's company, I think is
yeah.
a lot bigger than the Weinstein Company. So he may have had a limited release. And then Alita, Battle Angel, Red 11. That's interesting. We Could Be Heroes, which is a Netflix movie. It's a kids movie. Then Hypnotic, I'm not familiar with. I don't know who's that. Ben Affleck's in it. And then Spy Kids Armageddon came out in 2023. So he's done like 6 Spy Kids movies. He's done a lot of kids movies.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. He must like doing them. I don't think he's got enough pull if he doesn't really have to. Because I could definitely see a situation where Miramax says, you can do a movie you want, but let's do a movie we know is going to make money. But for him to do this many Spy Kids, he has to want to be doing these. I mean, I don't have anything against that. It's just insight.
I mean, I think they're good movies.
Really?
To be honest. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
I believe you. I haven't seen him. I actually just watched a Kurosawa movie from like the 50s. Mark was showing it to me. You know what's funny? You and Alex asked me an esoteric question. You're like, oh, TJ may know this. And you guys didn't know that Mark was my contact on the information. So you guys asked me a question, and then Mark started answering, and I was like, I'm just going to step away. He's the real McCoy. I don't remember what it was. But yeah. I'm just glad Mark had a good time. He works too hard.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm really glad. I couldn't believe it, dude. Whenever he was talking about like, oh yeah, like I rent everything in my apartment. Like there's like a different package. Like if you want like 4 sets of spoons or 6 sets of spoons, and there's like a big price difference. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, how much do you pay for that? And he's like, oh, probably like around like $800 a month. It was like he was like, oh, you can get like it's either from like $400 to $800, and I was like, what? Like a month? And I'm like, dude, like why do you? Okay, like why didn't you just go to IKEA and just buy a bunch of shit with $800, and then you have way more? You don't have to pay that every month. And he was like, oh, my company pays for everything. And I was like, okay,
Yep.
I got you.
Heard enough. Yeah.
Okay.
That does sound wild. Like I told him he was renting. I heard you're renting floss that you just reel it up and you got to send it back, and then they clean it and send it back. And he's like, no, they don't. And I was like, oh, all right, that's what I heard.
I mean, couldn't he just say like, it's probably be unethical, but like, can I just like collect what I'm like saving if I just go buy all my shit from Goodwill?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. He doesn't really think that way. He's Mark's a Boy Scout. He just stands in line and does his work. Donut's like that too. Yeah. I'd create a company and then I'd build that company. That's what I'd do. And then I would try to get Mark to do it, and he would go, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, Tim. And I'm like, what? Yeah. I recommend everyone get their own Mark. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll keep you balanced. Yeah, James, I don't know if you have a Mark. I haven't.
I don't think I need a Mark. I think I'm my own Mark.
You are your own Mark. Yeah, I'm not you. That's the difference.
But I have Mark as well, so like I'm double set.
Yeah, you might.
Got a
Well,
double Mark.
you might need a Corey. That might be what you need.
I
You
got
out, Bob?
Corey's.
It's good to see. Oh, do you? You got some Corys? Bye, Bob. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Take care, Bob. Bob got locked out of his YouTube account. His original account was Bob, so he signed up for a new account. It just says Bob 2. And he's commented on a
Wow.
couple of my videos, and the only thing he says is
That's
just,
a rare get.
I know, that's what I was thinking. And then he'll comment on my videos, and the comment will just be like, Bob. I dig it.
All the original Bobs died.
I think so. You'd think the
Wow.
accounts would still be there, though.
Nah, they cremate that. They cremate the hard drive that's like stores all your data when you die.
At the server, yeah. That'll outlast civilization. Panera was good today. What is this game? These graphics are awesome.
They're really good, like surprisingly. This is a free-to-play game that Amazon produced.
Oh, no kidding. The Thursday night football game's on
It's an
Amazon
MMO.
Prime. It's wild.
What?
This is one cool looking egg. Thanks, Fujo Bear. No, I think it's just wild what Amazon puts out. Right now, the Thursday night football game is the Steelers versus the Browns, and it's only on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
Yeah. What an age we live in. So you have like a humanoid character and it turns into an animal? Like kind of like Power
You can
Rangers?
transform into an eagle.
Okay. The new
Yeah, James made his character really like alpha male.
I just tried to make him look like me when I had a beard.
Don't you
That's
still
what
have a
I
beard?
said.
Don't you still have a
Yeah.
beard? Yeah.
Except for I give him eyeliner.
That's funny. Trying to make him look like me right now.
All right, Clay, get it done.
Fujo Bear, you only say positive things. I appreciate that. I don't think I have that in me. So it's good to have that around.
Cujo Bear, we need some more negative behavior out of you.
I don't know if Fujo Bear's got it in them. Some people just don't have it in them. If you need some negativity, just wait around. I'll bring it out.
You know, the world does need some of that. You know, just
Some
blinding
cynicism.
positivity.
I definitely haven't. There's enough cynics, at least in my circles.
What are you drawing right now?
This
Is
is
the top of a spaceship
yeah. So this is floating in water.
like sinking in water or something?
Yeah, I should create a horizon line. But yeah, this is Oliver's ship. This is kind of a spoiler, but Oliver's ship. Oliver abandons the Cat Federation with Pillowman, and she crashes on a planet she's not familiar with. That's pretty much all water. So like, she'll be seeing Kevin Costner in Waterworld. But anyway, she crashes her ship, and Pillow Baby starts moving around for the first time, and she sits on this kind of, I don't know what you would call this, like treading portion of the ship, and then they watch the sunset, and it's one of the last shots of the book. So I want to get this one kind of right. But
That's cool.
my perspective game is weak, man, and has been throughout this whole book. But in order to finish it, I just got to deal with it. Needs more color. Man, Fujo, don't even get me started on color.
Dude, I'm just bum rushing this.
This is not an American-made game, is it?
No, I think it's Korean made.
Yeah, it's got this vibe that's kind of not American.
The dodge roll is so bad.
Yeah, most MMOs are not American made.
Oh, really? I could see that.
Well, I feel like they're not as big in America.
Dodge roll. Fuck.
They're still huge, but like since like World of Warcraft, like
My favorite game of all time is Age of Empires. And I probably could get into another one, but it was just so addictive. I'm worried that it'll ruin my life.
Yo, start playing Risk of Rain with me.
Is it similar?
what right now?
Huh? No, just in the future when he's not drawing.
What about StarCraft? Isn't StarCraft similar?
Yeah, I think StarCraft came out before. Like, I don't know. I think it was like Warcraft came out and then StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
So it was like pretty old. But then StarCraft 2 came out, and I think that's what they like. They had like a bunch of different game modes, and then they made Dota like from that.
Yeah.
And then Dota became its own game, and then that kind of became its own like genre of game.
That's awesome.
It's like a MOBA game. So then that's what League of Legends is, pretty much.
Yeah, League of Legends is the one I keep hearing about. I know AOC.
Dude, the culture behind that is like insane.
I know AOC's
I've
got
never
an
gotten
account.
into it. I've been told to play it like so many times, but not for me.
I played a lot of Smash Brothers over the weekend, so I can get into that. Oh, and I played Fortnite today, so I do have a game that I play. But those games don't
Oh,
take
yeah,
that
dude.
long. I just played the new update. You can fly helicopters around now.
In Fortnite?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
The-
I mean,
The old
I
style's back.
I think Fortnite is at least like a good game. Like, like the culture is just like it's so much, but it is at least like a solid game.
Yeah, it is a really good game. And you can tell they're very thoughtful about their updates to make sure that nobody gains too much of an advantage.
Yeah,
So it's like if you were really good at one style of gameplay for a month or so or for a few weeks, like it's gonna get turned on its head and you're gonna have to change your strategy. You know, like that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. And like all the characters, like all the IPs they get, it's like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, when you could fight Darth Vader at one point. Yeah. And then
Yeah, like from other games too, like Minecraft Steve and Lego Man and fucking Master Chief, John Wick.
Oh, I didn't see John Wick. I've seen the Ninja Turtles. I saw Batman today. I shot Batman with a sniper rifle. Got him in one shot. If I see anybody play with Peter Griffin, I try to eliminate them immediately. I do not fuck with. Those are always the most bizarre. And then when James and I were making some games with his family, we were around some young ones, and they liked Fortnite. And I was like, do any of you guys have Peter Griffin skins? Because if you do, I go for you right away. Because you guys are always, I don't know what it is. I just had too many bad interactions. And they were both like, I have a Peter Griffin skin. I have a Peter Griffin skin. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, do you guys ever run from an opponent? Like if you feel like they have the advantage or whatever, and they're like, I will run. They were like so mature about it. They were like, yeah, I mean, if the situation's right, I have no problem running.
So funny.
Let's do.
What's crazy also is Roblox.
My niece plays that. I don't play it. My niece, whenever I ask her what she wants for Christmas, she wants Roblox bucks.
Yeah,
Robux.
I didn't understand what it was, but then I learned that it's like an engine, basically. It's like a game creation type of thing. Like it's kind of like.
My buddy Josh used to make money off of Roblox.
Yeah.
Who?
I'd be like, dude, how come you're always going out to lunch? He's like, I make money selling models on Roblox.
That's amazing.
Dude, like the creator of Roblox was like getting sued. Like he was facing like prison for life because he was basically running like they were trying to define it as a child labor like ring.
Wow, how'd that go? How'd it hold up in court?
He was getting all these underage kids to like make money for him by like selling, like giving them like a small percentage of like what he would make on buying the game modes and stuff that they would make.
How'd that turn out? Did they get him in prison?
No.
I imagine they would be a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah. They make VR games in Roblox too, which is fucking insane. That
is wild. It'd be interesting to see that genre develop, just in general. That whole economy, just even like moving things around on the blockchain and just what that means for how people will spend money. And young people don't mind spending money on digital products. Like it's just as important to them. So as these older people, you know, God rest their soul, start to leave the earth, this new economy coming in, it's like, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my mind around. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. Or it'll be terrible. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the problem is like when people like think they own something, like where it's like a digital product, and then like some company loses the license to that particular content, and then you lose that, and it like doesn't like Steam, like in the disclaimer they're like, this is only a license for as long as like we're allowed to have it, but like so most of the time like it like you get a refund or something, but you could be fucked. Like I know like people bought like this certain like Dragon Ball Z or like some anime like special edition on Crunchyroll, like paid for it, and then they removed like so much of the like special features that came with that.
Wow.
And people lost all that.
That is messed up. It
was really expensive. Like it was like people shouldn't have lost that.
So so instead of like buying a product, you're almost like investing in the company in a sense. And if the company goes down, you go down too, which is kind of unfair.
Yeah, because I mean, if you own physical media, like you can watch it no matter what.
Yeah, it's not like
it's locked in.
You can't watch Harvey Weinstein movies anymore. Sorry, we're deleting them all. No more Good Will Hunting for anybody. That's fun.
Yeah, dude. That's why like I keep my like SpongeBob disc with the panty raid in pristine condition.
Oh my god. I don't think I remember that one, the panty raid.
Dude, art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Exactly.
I don't remember that.
It's the best thing. It's like, I think Mr. Krabs is like feeling like old as shit. Like, yeah, the opening of the episode is like him looking in the mirror and he's like crusty as fuck.
Yeah.
He's literally a crusty crab.
Is it is it
then,
one of those oil painting extreme close-ups? Is it one of those?
Yeah.
It's one of the gross ups.
I
Yeah.
love that stuff.
He like blinks his eyes and like dried ass yellow crusties like sprinkle away.
Yeah,
And
we all have that feeling sometimes.
he's like, oh, I feel old as fuck. And then he hears like SpongeBob and Patrick like planning this night on the town. And he's like, oh, like what are you boys getting up to?
Sounds like Steve.
Basically, like he goes on this like weird ass like fucking nerdy night with Patrick and SpongeBob, and he's like, yeah, this was fun and all, but like I think I'm gonna head home. And they're like, well, you're gonna miss the panty raid. And like he's like, whoa, what? Like, yeah, we're about to go sniff some panties, bud. He's like, okay, I'm down. And then they fucking climb in through this house, like through the window, and start looking at these old ass like big bloomers. And Mr. Krabs like, wait, what the fuck? And then his mom like walks in.
Mr. Crab, or whose mom walks
Like, Eugene? Oh, it's great. It's one of the best episodes.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, it's good shit.
Panty raid. I feel like I've seen them all. I probably just never thought any of them as problematic. I wonder if it's on YouTube. You guys want to watch
No,
it?
it's fuck, I forgot what streaming service has it right now. But it's one of the streaming services has it.
They still have the panty raid one? I thought they like scrubbed it.
I don't know. I bet if they scrubbed it, they really just scrubbed the scene.
Like the whole concept.
Hold on, I found the scene. Let's watch it stream. Let's watch it, y'all. Is it at here? And let's put it under
If I
here.
just sat here and just destroyed every single bug here, would I just level up like crazy?
I'm going home. You guys ain't cool. You're
No.
lame. You're nerds.
Just keep doing the main play.
Creeps and babies.
It's so funny.
Maybe old, but even an old bag of shells like me knows that you haven't suggested one cool thing all night.
Damn.
Good night to you. I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid.
Of course.
I said, I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid. Panty raid? You're talking about girls, right? Girls?
Girls.
And you're talking about raiding their dressers for their underpants, right? Oh, yeah. Well, count me in. If this works, I'll take back what I said about you two being lame.
That's what they.
It's a little fuck, man. Like, you mean girl panties? Like
Yeah.
girls? Like,
Professionals.
We score here all the time. That laugh.
Silly things. We hit the jackpot. You finally
Oh,
came
is that
through for me, boys.
Pearl's
I feel
room?
damaged. Eugene? Mother?
Oh,
Well,
No,
blue.
much worse.
That is worse.
why didn't you tell me this was my mother's house?
Why didn't you ask?
It's his fault.
Go to your room, mister. You're grounded for the rest of the night. Yes, Mommy. Don't worry, Pops. We're almost to your room.
Sorry, Mr. Krabs.
That's all right, lad. They certainly feel younger.
Good night.
In his race car bed.
Get on, SpongeBob.
Good night, SpongeBob. Oh, he's staying with his mom. I love SpongeBob. That's good stuff.
So ahead of his time. So
Oh,
genius.
so ahead of its. I think it influenced a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Cartoon Network like took most of the influence, like over Nickelodeon. I think Nickelodeon like shifted in a different direction. But like stuff like Chowder and Adventure Time and Regular Show.
Now that was actual. That's not Adult Swim, right? Like they were actually showing that on Cartoon Network primetime. Or is that Adult
Yeah.
Swim? Okay. Because I always really loved Adult Swim, but when I was, I'm a little older than you, but when I was little, Cartoon Network was, they had acquired all the Hanna-Barbera, and they were constantly acquiring old titles. So it was like the only time you could watch all cartoons all day, but you would be watching these like shows that still to this day I'm not that familiar with.
Yeah, it was the Boomerang. That was Boomerang. It's what became Boomerang.
It's what became Boomerang, right?
Yeah.
There were a few things like shows that we really liked, my brother and I, that I still to this day like. There was one show that was like three dudes, and you see the kind of amalgamation of this same idea, but it was like three dudes who one was red, one was green, and one was blue. And this was definitely from the late 60s, early 70s, very rudimentary animation, but they had suits that were those colors, they had cars that were those colors, and then they would have like a problem they had to solve, which was like some guy who constantly kept terrorizing the town, right? Like it's the trope we know. But when I was a kid, we'd always like the show would come on really late, and like everyone would pick, which character they were, and then we'd just be dorks and run around and kick the air or whatever. As you do.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
As one
I wish I could
does.
find that like show now.
Yeah, if I really dig through, I don't know. God, it would be so crazy to actually see. What's that? What's really interesting I want to get into? This is like a little bit of a show change. What's the show that Team America is based off of? Some British puppet show where Thunderbirds, where literally they have to have
Thunderbirds, man.
Thunderbirds. Yeah, Thunderbirds. Where most of the scenes they have to be like sitting down talking, like when you see the characters.
I wonder if that's because they had like different sized puppets.
Well, from what we know from making Team America, making a movie with marionettes is the worst experience you can have, because they're never going to do what you want them to do, and you always have to reset things. Literally, the guys from South Park said that it was the worst experience of their life, and if they were paid $1 billion to do another one, they wouldn't do it. Like, it was by far the worst. So I've always been really curious about them. Huh?
I would love to see another one.
I know, man. But you know what the crazy thing is? If you really pay close attention to the movie, they had to throw a ton of their ideas out. And like, there's that scene where he's like, freedom cost $1.05, and where the puppet like standing in front of like the Abraham Lincoln Memorial, and he's on like a motorcycle, like reflecting. And like, they had these really big ideas and they couldn't do it. So they had to keep rewriting because they couldn't get the puppets to do what they wanted. And so I think that they probably hated the movie by the end of it, because they're just like, shit, like, we have this huge budget, we have a premiere date. There's like a documentary about it where they're literally like, Trey Parker's talking about how stressed he is about doing the Team America movie and how bad it's going, and he just takes a break at home to play on Xbox, and there's like an ad for that movie, and he's like, doesn't even know how they're gonna wrap up the movie, and he's like, I can't get away from it. Like, the pressure was on for him. Yeah. Those guys are great. Those guys are
I
great,
didn't know
though.
about that.
Yeah, you can tell like all the stuff with Kim Jong-il, definitely they were able to keep. Those are very elaborate sets and stuff like that. But if you look towards the end of the movie, there's just a lot of really thrown together things that works in comedy, so it can get through it. So it's like, people will accept it. But you can tell they were just like, fucking get this puppet to Washington, D.C., and we're just going to put him on a motorcycle, get some footage of him, and then we're going to put this song on it. And they just, they were just running out of things that they could do.
Yeah.
Because they had all these really elaborate fight scenes, and they realize they couldn't get the puppets to fight. So right away in the movie, they start that thing where they're supposed to have a fight, and then they just bump them into each other, just so that the audience knows like this is the best you're gonna get with these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the
No,
guy?
I think like
Go ahead.
whenever like reality hits like a creative project, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you get to dial it back like a little bit.
Fuck yeah. I think this Discord knows a lot about that. About concept versus like reality. You know, like what it takes to make something happen. There's a term they have for that in film school at Columbia they had, which was called killing your babies. And it was like people would get so married to an idea and they just logistically couldn't happen, and they'd have like a nervous breakdown. And it's like Jordan Peele actually gave a quote recently that he said he learned, because like learning how to adapt with those things is kind of like a sport unto itself. But like he says, whenever we show up and we don't get the actor and we don't get the location and all these things that I felt like were so important for the movie, I just change my brain to go, whatever the circumstances are, that was the best decision. And he just approaches it that way. And I think he might be like contemporarily like the best up and coming guy right now. So I kind of try to listen to everything he says.
Oh yeah, I love him, dude.
Steven Spielberg
like,
said he's the best new voice in film.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've loved all of his movies. Like, people don't like Nope as much, but I think it's one of my favorites.
Of his, or just in general as a movie?
It's one of my favorite Alien movies.
I didn't get to see it. I didn't watch it. I should have went to go see it.
I think it's great.
For me, it's about like, are you doing tropes? Are you like, is this a cool movie with explosions and cars? Nothing against Fast and Furious, but like, you know what I mean? Is that what you're doing, or do you have actually a voice? Are we watching something that came out of another human being's head? And he has that about what he's doing. Like, I'm like, oh, this is an auteur. This is like an author.
Yeah.
I would love to know what he's thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really cool that he's like chosen to do mostly horror stuff.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny. I saw a quote from him, because we all know Key and Peele's genius, right? But he says the difference between a horror scene and a comedy scene is the music, is the soundtrack. I love that.
Yeah.
He's saying that they're basically the same thing. What was the movie? I was watching something not too long ago that was like, oh no, James put in the Discord. It was, what was that with the wizards? And they're like cooking this guy at this restaurant in the back room. And it's a really morbid scene. They're trying to cook this guy in a vat, but because the music is silly, it's just kind of funny, you know, but it is a horrific thing that's taking place.
Holy shit.
What was that called,
Yeah,
James?
I agree with that.
What are those wizards called?
It's in the general chat. It was the song Electric Avenue is playing in the background. Electric Avenue.
Schmarbies? Unscary Ghosts.
No, that was the person who did it.
Oh, okay. So that's the YouTube channel?
Yeah, but it's like late night at Smarbies or something.
3 a.m. at Schmarbies. I should put it in the chat. Actually,
Smarbies.
chat, I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys, so you guys aren't left out. I love the wizard. I just love when characters, you can't tell if there's anything behind their eyes, because it's an interesting thing, because they could either be really stupid or like geniuses, you know. I've always liked that look. Unscary Ghosts. Miyazaki does it a lot. Yeah, he's got like 3.2 million views on this. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll put it in the chat. Y'all can check it out. To Electric Avenue. I want to see, actually, Joel, you're the one who gave me hip to South Park, or the South Park guys project that they're working on with Kendrick Lamar. Like, I don't even need to hear anything more about it. I don't need to see a trailer. I actually will probably try to avoid it.
Yeah.
But I want to see whatever they put out. It's totally fine with me. Those guys are a national treasure. They're like, the funny thing is they were inspired by Monty Python, which Monty Python is incredible. I guess you kind of say it's its own thing, but I wouldn't say that in a way they have surpassed Monty Python, but I don't know. Maybe you don't get one without the other. But Monty Python is incredible.
It's hard to gauge because
Yeah.
like I don't think there's been enough time like in between. Like obviously like Monty Python is still like really really big and like a lot of people know about it, but probably more people know about South Park at this point.
Yeah, and the question is like South Park is a gold mine because it's a really good formula to write a show. It's like one of the best sandboxes ever, and they know they're lucky. I mean, they came up with it, so it's less luck, but that sandbox is fantastic. So they could have been equally talented, came up with a formula that was like less because
Hey, TJ,
yo
is it cool if I invite Alex?
Cook.
Yeah, no, Mont Blanc.
Oh yeah, of course,
Cool.
always.
He just messaged me. He's trying to hop on Discord. I was like, "Nah, we're in TJ's chat." Like, TJ's chat.
He'd be like, "What the hell? What's the big deal about that? I don't want to hear about that." That'd be interesting, man. And then if Alex gets here, I'm gonna start talking about Tim Robinson.
Oh man.
Dude, we were talking about that over the weekend. That was fantastic. Talk about someone with a lot of talent. SNL is really good at identifying talent. They just aren't that great at figuring out how to use it, I feel like.
Yeah. I can see that.
But also, like, you guys know who Will Sasso is? You got a guy like Will Sasso who's like, he was from Mad TV. He's really, really good. I'll show you some of his stuff at some point. But like, the way, in comparison to how they treat the SNL people versus the Mad TV people is kind of bad. It's kind of rough. And it might be because SNL is a national platform and Mad TV was like just a cable syndicate that ended up on a couple different channels. But like, Will Sasso
I fucking love Mad TV.
Oh, so Will Sasso's the guy who did the Steven Seagal and Kenny Rogers and
Oh yeah.
dude, his Steven Seagal is so good. I'm actually. Do you guys care if I put it on? Any comment? Nobody ever tells me no on this stream.
Go for it.
I'm thinking about
I definitely think Mad TV is like the superior product.
They put out way more material too. I think they were doing like 4 days a week or something, where SNL is like once a week. And their SNL's kind of caters to the political satire because everyone wants to know, what
Everybody wants to know what their political opinion is.
yeah, partially, yeah. Well, there's that too, yeah. Wait, who am I supposed to hate? I haven't looked at the TV yet, Deborah. Let's see one. Yeah, there's this one where Steven Seagal believes he can he can climb up a wall, but he says that the reason why he can't do it is because not everyone on set believes, and so he breaks the neck of like one cat or crew member at a time, and just keeps trying to do it. I think this is the one. His Steven Seagal is hilarious. Crouching Tiger.
Sounds like Steven Seagal.
Hidden Dragon. He also does a really good Jesse Ventura. I doubt very many people know who that is, though. Some people do. Chat, do you guys know who Jesse Ventura is?
I'm gonna use my magic to run up that one.
Yeah, we'll do this one. What do you use?
This tutorial is like way too long.
Is this it? No. Oh, come on. Or maybe I gotta do this in the same one. Oh, you know what it is?
Wall and then jump.
I don't know. I guess I gotta create a new video. I really need an assistant. Nope. Charlie, get over here. Bring your paws in here and help me make this stream effective. Come on, kitty. There we go. She just wants to play all day.
It's way better than that other movie that crouches and hides.
And now, back to Entertainment Tonight's look at Steven Seagal's Crouching Cops, Hidden Badges.
I'm Mary Hart. Welcome back to Entertainment
Oh,
Tonight.
hold on a second. Hey, what the heck are you doing? I thought we were chatting just now. Hi, I'm Steven Seagal. I may hate people that pretend to chat with me, but what I don't hate is making good movies. So I guess I'll talk about the movie I'm making right now. It's called Crouching Cops, Hidden Badges. It's way better than that other movie that crouches and hides. Oh, what's that, Mary? You want to take a look at a behind-the-scenes clip that was shot earlier today? You got it. Okay, hey. All right, in this shot, I'm going to use my magic to run up that wall and then jump up over the roof.
Okay, great. Hey, can we get those wires in here, please?
Whoa, hey. Who said anything about wires? I saw that Chinese movie like 4 times.
Chinese movie.
Wires.
Yeah, that's because they were digitally removed.
Oh, really? Well, maybe I should remove you. People are paying good American money to see me fly.
That's very good.
Oh, what's that? Oh, you think I should? I don't know. He seems like a nice guy. What? Yeah. You know, he makes a good point.
Dude,
Making
the
yourself
greasy
fly is the
widow
hardest
scene,
kind of acting there is.
so good.
Because everybody on the set's gotta believe in you. There's always that one scumbag that doesn't believe.
He's gotta believe. Look, come here.
Are you that scumbag that doesn't believe?
No.
No, okay. Well, listen. Take this message to him in case you see him. Okay, so this is the part of the movie where I magically jump from this wall and fly over to that wall over there. It's really tough, so everybody make sure that they believe really hard.
Okay, Steven, now we're going to go ahead and do this your way without the wires.
Thanks, I only had to ask you like 1 billion times.
Medic, and action!
Take 4! Shut up!
And action! Okay, Steven, this is lucky take 29.
Okay, no, I don't want to touch you. Come on, Zang, teach me to fly.
Yeah, I think you guys get the point. Oof.
Oh, hey.
Yo.
Yo. What up?
Who's broke jam with you? That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the Amazon game. Joel got
yeah.
me on.
I've heard
he,
good things about it, actually.
Jeff Bezos is
It's still an MMO. It's like good for an MMO.
Right. I mean, but, you know, that's a lot of things.
I'm rushing the tutorial right now. Hop on.
Oh, I'm okay. My computer can't handle it. My computer's a piece of shit.
At least you
I
know.
need to get a new one at some point.
Dude, it streams from the Jeff Bezos Mars super complex.
Mars.
Oh, it's off. Was it lumber mill or whatever the hell they call it? That's sweet.
Yeah. yeah.
It's something like that, right? It's like wood hole.
Dude,
I
I'll
think
show you
it's-
my wood hole.
Thick wood
It's
cock.
2x4 fortress.
I can't stay on too long. Maybe another night, but just want to say hi. Like, how you guys doing?
Pretty good, man.
Good, man.
Good to hear from you.
I probably need to get off too. I gotta fucking wake up. I inevitably have to watch
We
like
could all
at
sleep
least like an hour of YouTube while I'm like also
Trying to go to bed.
doom scrolling my phone.
Is that your
New,
your
what is-
nightly routine?
Yeah.
Joel, what have they done to us? What did they do to us?
What did they do to us?
Dude,
Because that's me too.
I'm all fucked up.
You were worried
all
that
never up.
you were happy you were gonna get eaten, so you didn't have to go to work tomorrow. Yeah.
Look, I know that it wasn't a real monster before. Like, about 10 seconds, it felt really, really real.
Yeah.
That did scare me. That was a jump scare.
That was a jump scare. It was my neighbor who was upset. What was it? Because I was jumping too high on my trampoline or something.
Jumping on his trampoline?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, he wouldn't let him jump on the trampoline because it was on the property line.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And he was like, "You're a pig. It's Richard Nixon." Like, just so. He was my neighbor. Put a picture or a mask of Richard Nixon on a pig. Yeah, dude.
It's a pig.
It's a pig. Yeah, he's in the window.
I still think about that zip line.
Oh,
I
dude.
just like the way you can jump off and splash in the water. I'm trying to remember.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no. Didn't you say you never want to date anybody? And he's like, no. And there's a clip of him. He goes like, I want to be alone forever. And then it just cuts back to him. And he was like, what did he say? What did he say? He said, Anthony said that your face looks like a clock. So he just starts trashing other people.
I never did drugs. Well, that's just your opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah. Carlos is a hoe.
Carlos is a hoe.
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then he goes, and then he talks about how he doesn't want to go home several times. And then at the end, in his last breath, he goes, I love you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so
he's too hard on the rope.
He's just too hard. Shut up, Mike. He's too hard on the rope.
Mike.
He acts like he
here we go.
owns it. Shut up, Mike. Get out of this.
Can we just appreciate real quick how this is isn't this MMO free? Or it's how much better this looks than World of fucking Warcraft? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know, right?
I mean, it's almost like
wow.
When you're walking around through the towns and shit, it reminds me of The Witcher.
That's nuts.
Which is insane. But I mean, The Witcher is an old game, but it's there's something a little extra to this.
Yeah, it was also built with Polish slave labor, man. It's crazy that they can just match that now, on the casual, you know.
They worked really hard.
They did.
I mean, we got Witcher 4 coming out. Hopefully that was under better conditions.
I don't care about the conditions. I just want the game to be good. So, it's messed up.
I
Actually,
want enough Polish citizens to have been hurt for me to enjoy this game.
Cyberpunk, I think, was obviously it wasn't what people that. It didn't match the hype, but I think at least at the now in its current state, it's one of the best games.
Yeah. Well, also I'm sorry, when it came out, I think there's a crazy double standard where was it perfect? No. Did it have its faults? Yes. But if Bethesda released that, people would be having fun.
What?
This is just hilarious, right?
You've done it, you mad bastard.
It is kind of fun to watch a game bug out a little bit. It is, kind of.
Yeah. But I mean, Starfield was boring.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think at least people hate Fallout 4, but I think at least Fallout 4 was was a really really fun game to play, and maybe the main stories were a little lacking, but so many of the side quests were very memorable.
Starfield, more like Garfield. Hi, I'm no sorry.
I'm Bill Murray, and I regret this decision.
I love that was in Zombieland. Is there anything you regret? Garfield, maybe?
No, he really does. He thought it was something else, dude.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Because he thought it was he thought it was a Coen Brothers movie.
Oh no.
The guys that did No Country for Old Men and The Big Lebowski and Fargo and so many other amazing movies. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll do anything with these guys. And then it was another just another guy with a differently spelled Cohen as his last name.
Oh no, that's kind of on him though.
Bro, ain't no way.
Yeah.
That's so tragic.
And he'd already signed up.
I think I think more than I should about the Mike Myers fucking Cat in the Hat.
Really?
Ugh.
Like who? Yeah, well, it's just like who allowed that? Like,
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say the Love Guru or something.
no, I tried.
know,
I forgot that existed.
The foundation for Dr. Seuss, like that was the movie that made them like never allow another live
Yeah.
action Dr.
It was
Seuss
that
movie.
bad, huh?
Yeah, that's correct.
Damn.
Dude, it is. However bad you think it, like you're like, oh wow, how bad could it be? It's worse.
Damn.
It really is.
It is. There's
Something like it's so uncanny, like Valley. It's like almost like liminal space, like weird,
Yeah.
like Microsoft Office background, like.
It's not just that though. It's also like extraordinarily violent. Like the
Really?
Cat in the Hat like kills a man with a baseball bat from behind. Like it just makes no sense. It's awesome.
It almost sounds like it's
What
so
was the,
bad that it comes back around and it's actually okay.
I feel like if you watched it on like some form of drug, you'd like it. Like it is.
Yeah.
Maybe like I don't know. Like,
Mescaline.
yeah, maybe like if someone drank like ayahuasca and then watched it, they'd be like, yeah, but
Part 30. Spent. Frank.
yeah, pretty much.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
Crocodile. Oh my god. The stuff that eats your skin. You're like, yeah, let's give it a shot. Maybe not me.
Dude, that is so nuts. Like, how do people take drugs like that?
I don't know, man. It's
not a drug, it's fucking poison.
I always
somewhere, and then it evolves.
Or there might have been it might be connected, you know how people end up on heroin, which is that they start right.
Yeah.
They can't get their hands on an oxy and then all of a sudden they want, because I've always had that thought too, like how in the world do you end up in a situation where you're in a hotel room and you're like, hey, let me try this heroin, maybe it'll be fine for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to not sympathize.
Like from the opioid situation.
I mean, no, but real talk, I know a lot of people from my high school who got addicted to like heroin and shit.
Likewise, buddy.
Like,
that's that Ohio
they
Valley.
grew up. Well, it's like but it's not that. It's that they grew up in like super privileged ass Mason, like where I'm from. It's like very people are wealthy and shit, and they just think like I'm invincible. I like to party. They were on my football team, and they're just like, oh, like there's no consequences to any actions I take. I'll be fine. I'm built different. And it's just like, no, you're not, you moron.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
tragic.
and that's why 290 was called the heroin highway for the longest time.
Oh my god. No, I knew this guy at SCAD who was gonna be a vocalist in our band. Like when I had a band, like, and he was like such a good singer. Like his voice was like so unique but soulful and like very like just like a beautiful unique voice. And like he's like yeah, I'll be back up or be back down because he lives in like suburban Atlanta. And all of a sudden I was like yo dude, what happened to that guy that was supposed to like come like sing for us? And my co-guitarist, like my really really good friend, was like, oh yeah, like he has like some like a heroin problem. And I was like, oh, are you serious? He's like, yeah, he's been like having a problem for like a long time. And I was like, that's insane. Like, how do you get into that like in suburban Atlanta? And he was like, you'd be really surprised.
Yeah. It's everywhere, man.
Yeah.
It makes its way to the suburbs because again, you need people that like. The best way to get people is people that just like don't have any like understanding of how the world works, right? Like who's easier to get than like teenagers, you know, who are just trying to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they heard, oh, I learned about heroin in my DARE program.
Dude, DARE worked. I don't care what you say. I learned so much about the best weeds.
There are tons of friends. I have a lot of friends who signed that DARE pledge and they broke the pledge, and I still to this day don't talk to them.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, TJ.
I actually refused to sign the DARE pledge.
I'm surprised.
I'm like, I've never smoked. Huh? No, I never got in trouble. I was just like, I refuse to sign anything that doesn't have like legal text that I can understand.
That's fair.
The DARE lion like looked me straight in the eyes, and I felt intimidated.
The DARE lion.
The DARE lion.
You looked at a mascot in the eyes. You looked at a furry
The
in the
DARE lion did me a bad touch.
You got touched by the dare lion, you said?
That's a great like documentary, like mockumentary.
He went into my no square.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Took you to a panty party.
We did just watch the panty raid segment of the SpongeBob episode.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You know what I actually...
It is nuts that, like...
What are you going to say?
Oh, it just got banned from TV. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like, man, like, SpongeBob was on one.
Yeah.
There is like a really... there's a sus moment where they're like, panties? Or Mr. Krabs like, panties? And they're like, oh yeah. And he's like, girl panties? Like, girl panties? And they're like, oh yeah. It's like, what?
They're basically B&E peeping Tom types. I mean, it's about as bad as it... Well, not as bad as it gets, but you know what I mean.
Hey, does anyone want to make a couple, like, let's be honest, like $50 on TikTok? I have a great, like skit idea, like comedy, like video skit idea. That would just absolutely kill. Okay, so we take like footage from like the Jake Paul Tyson fight, and we edit a new promo for another like showcase match where they exhume Muhammad Ali's body and he fights Muhammad Ali's like corpse. Like, if you know that they play that sound clip where he's like, "Do you think I could beat Mike Tyson?" We just edit that, make it say, "Do you think I could beat Muhammad Ali?" And then we get like stock footage of like a grave being exhumed and shit, and it's just like, I think that would kill.
I think it should be like a Lovecraftian demon.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
An elder god.
That'd be cool.
Do you think I could beat Shub? The rest of
Oh
that.
shoot! Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say the rest of that.
He was out of the pocket for that one.
He was crazy. But I love his cat.
He did a good gamer move on that one.
He really did. You want to learn some gamer words?
My cat named Mr. Gamer Word was big on TikTok.
It's true. But yeah, so anyway, that's my idea for a viral video nowadays.
Not
that's
too
really
bad.
what that fight was. It was just like
It was kayfabe. It wasn't a real fight. That was no different than the Rock fighting the Undertaker or something like that.
Yeah, that was.
It was different because that was good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it was X-Pac and Kane tag team. Those were my favorite guys.
Dude, whenever Stone Cold came out.
Oh, you like Stone? My brother loves Stone Cold. That was like redneck, like superhero type shit.
Stone Cold was like he was the bad boy. He was like
Give me a hell yeah. Yeah.
But he drank a lot of beer.
And he would break a couple of light beers. Yeah, and people are like, hell yeah.
Yeah, he would smash them together and like spray the audience.
Yeah.
Like a fucking E-World-esque.
Or
dude,
Juggalos.
So Steve Fink growing up thought that wrestling was real.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Like his dad would take him to like live shows and stuff, and there was like so basically he went to a wrestling match one week, right? And then the next week, he and his dad were in like New York, and he saw a thing on a billboard for like a fight, like a fight between the same people that he watched the week before in like Madison Square Garden. And he was like, "Dad, can we please go see it? Like, like we'll never get to see this again, right? Like it's at Madison Square Garden." He's like, "Yeah, okay." So they go, and he's like, "This fight's identical." He's like, "Wait, he's about to do this move," and like it happened and stuff, and he's like, "Dad, I think this is fake."
Wow.
And his dad goes, "Well, of course it's fake. Like, what do you think? Of course it's fake. Like, you think these guys are out here doing this? Like, actually?"
Yeah.
And that like destroyed his childhood.
What year do you think that was?
Wait, Santa's not real?
Yeah.
I was waiting for that reaction.
No! God, no!
We find out.
Elf on the Shelf is real, though.
The Elf on the Shelf is a fucking psychopath.
Elf on the Shelf is like a demon enhanced, like fucking possessed object.
Straight from hell.
Dude.
Yeah.
I love those videos. I love those videos of kids having panic attacks when they see Elf on the Shelf. It's so funny.
Scary, dude. It's
Yeah.
actually like the concept is scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Dude,
wild.
it's crazy where remember when bird scooters first became a thing?
Yeah.
Like, Joel, I think it was your idea for a horror movie where it's like you're being hunted by a bird scooter because you'd round a corner and it'd be like a new scooter, but it looks the same as the last one, so it's like you're being followed by like this sentient,
That
scooter.
now that is a really good idea. That's pretty clever because then the
That's-
audience knows what's going on. It's just the character that's an idiot, like the Tim Robinson shit. You know what I mean? Where the audience knows that the character's dumb.
Oh yeah.
That's always really good.
It would be a good skit.
It would be good.
It would be really good.
It'd be a good way to promote too. Maybe it would be a good ad to pitch.
It's like a Halloween ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're
it just
fucking
shows how
everywhere, bro.
available they are. Yeah. Oh, leave me alone. And you throw it down. Someone picks it up and puts it back right. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the character just never sees it.
Like it does like the Michael Myers and like kind of like falls over from behind a bush.
The thing I loved about Michael Myers is he was just always walking towards you.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, did you ever think about just picking up a jog? That's all you really got to do to beat Michael Myers.
Dude, did
That
you
was
guys
the thing,
did you guys see they added Ghostface to Mortal Kombat? It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like Ghostface runs like fucking crazy, which is a little scary, but like there were other walking like slasher villains. Like
Well,
Jason's.
Night of the Living Dead was doing it. Yeah, you're right. Jason was walking, wasn't he? I like sprinting zombies over the walking zombies, but I can kind of get it.
Oh yeah.
But you could get it where they like sometimes they're sprinting and sometimes they're meandering when they feel like there's no flesh nearby. I'd be down with that.
I'll just say, people who ride a walking zombies have never played soccer. Like, come on. Like, I'm not even running fast, but like, no, they don't.
You can't hear over the screaming of your friends dying.
True.
There's just like other stuff going on, dude. But sometimes, yeah, like there's a lot of times in The Walking Dead where I'm like, oh come on, like you would have heard those people.
If it was a slow zombie apocalypse, the hardest part would be pretending I'm not excited. Yeah. In a fast zombie apocalypse, I'm scared shitless. In a slow zombie apocalypse, I'm like, dude, time to fucking loot Home Depot.
Hell yeah.
Dude, David Cross had a joke about something like that. It was David Cross had a joke about the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and he was saying, "Wait, they're on horseback?" And they're like, "Did you know the apocalypse is here? The four horsemen of the apocalypse have just landed in Manhattan." And you're like, "Okay, well, since we're in Wisconsin, we got like what, like about 10 days or something." And then when when they are on their way, then we'll just make our way down to the Gulf. And it's just that was basically his joke, is that the four horsemen are not going to be moving very quickly.
I do like that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, they're on horseback, so it'll take.
It's like, what fucking year is it? Like,
what? Yeah, how long do you think it would take to get from Chicago to New York City on horseback?
You probably wouldn't make it.
I wouldn't make it.
Like days, like literal days.
Probably.
Especially because one of them's sloth, right? Like.
Well, you gotta let the horse sleep, right?
No, sloth isn't a horseman.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's plague.
7 deadly sins. Yeah.
I stand by it. Plague's not going anywhere fast, man. Not without capturing
Well, that's
Castro
2020. Yeah, huh?
We did kill crabs.
Rip, dude, crabs. No! No! Yeah, TJ, if you weren't... Oh, wait, maybe you were there for that. My new social cause that I'm, like, really upset about is, like, crabs going extinct, like, genital crabs.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that on Friday. Yeah. We had a little chat about it. Wait, I made a joke about that was really funny. God bless it. No one remembers either.
Oh, they thrived under Bush? Yeah.
Yeah, they thrived under Bush. You know, Bush...
That was really good.
Wait, was that Joel's joke?
I said, yeah, we really did have things better off during the Bush administration.
Yeah, sorry. I think I tried to take credit for your joke.
Hey, genital crabs thriving under Bush is like an Onion News article, like headline. Like, just hire him. Just hire him.
Did you see the Onion bought Infowars?
Infowars.
Dude, that was fantastic, man.
I wonder how far they could take that. I wonder if they could like have like just different people like dressed up as Alex Jones, like saying like
They make the frogs gay.
shit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they make the frogs gay.
I take my testicle bath every day.
The problem is, how do you be more insane than Infowars?
I know, right?
Like, how do you satirize it? It's already a parody of itself. Like, it's incomprehensible.
We're in a really weird stage for satire. Satire used to be like, it felt like it was like unlimited, but now like reality's stranger than fiction. So it's almost like satire has plummeted in value. It's almost doesn't
satire
work
just
right
has
now.
just become commentary, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's all too real, dude. That's why like the South Park dudes are like taking seasons off. They're like, we can't like we have to wait.
Yeah, they were saying they just couldn't figure out how to make fun of Trump because you can make fun of most politicians are boring, and so when you're absurd, that's funny. But no matter how you feel about the guy, he's got good comedic timing. So it's like, how do you make fun of something that's already kind of funny? So they just like, that's why they never did him directly. They did Mr. Garrison as him.
Yeah, well, even like they were like, how do we make like we need to pick like our most like insane South Park character, like the most like unfiltered character that we have.
Yeah.
And it was still like kind of not enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like they did the they the Onion News did that article where it's like Trump chooses 6-pack, like a beer, plastic ring, as EPA advisor, and then Trump the next day appoints Dr. Oz the head of medicine.
I
It's
know.
like it just doesn't
wild.
register, man. It's like
He's making Stallone Secretary of Defense.
Dude, he should honestly.
Who?
Who's more qualified than fucking Rambo?
Fuck, dude.
I mean,
Did you see his pick for education secretary? It's such a bummer.
Isn't that McMahon, right?
Vince McMahon's wife. Yeah.
Ex-wife, yeah.
Ex-wife. Is she an ex? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
I'm waiting for her to do like a press conference, and then the boss comes in, dude, with his walkout song.
Yeah.
I told you to pay. I wasn't giving you alimony this month.
I told you not to give free lunches to those kids. Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
They're smelling like a big wad of cash.
Yeah. There's a bunch of like kids booing her, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah." She's just the heel. Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Trump's putting together like a cast. It's not like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's all about the celebrity culture, so I think he's built like a world of celebrities around him, and we're starting to see who are people who are close to him.
But he's also picking the people that have had the most negative press, like from the other side, like left, like media, like which is
like he's being a troll. Like we're gonna pick the guys.
Most of it is like just so fucking obvious. Like, yeah, these people are actually just like fucked up people. Yeah. Like, it's not like you can only spin it so far, but you see like Republicans are even like, yeah, Matt Gaetz shouldn't be Attorney General. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, here's the thing: like far right people in the Rust Belt are going to be the people that suffer most. Like people that can't explain what a tariff is are about to suffer immensely, and we all know who those people are.
It's so sad.
And like,
so true.
And it's just like okay, like dude, Cody, like my coworker, like I explained to him multiple times that tariffs go down to the consumer, and he's just like, that's not true. And I'm like,
oh, it's absolutely true.
I
mean, you can
what
still
do you think the Tea Party was about? Like, don't you guys have like a Tea Party? Like that's
yeah. and it's just like it's crazy where like he like Cody's wife is a writer, which is to say unemployed, and like he she's working on her novel, and like he's like Bang Zoom doesn't pay as much as it could for people at this level, and like he has a garden in his backyard for like like growing vegetables so that like they can support their family, and I'm like, dude, like you could not afford to vote for Trump, man. Like if the cost of eggs goes up, you're gonna die. your family's just gonna starve. It's not. It's like sad, but it's also kind of like it's just like
I think they just
like also like he's just like he's like yeah I love his immigration policies. Like we gotta get these illegals out of here. Like the illegals that make it so that your vegetables cost like not $10 billion.
yeah.
Like we don't have the workforce to replace illegal immigrants in agriculture, and he's just like, yeah, get rid of them. Like you don't know what you're saying, dude.
And it's such like, and it's too bad too that if they knew a little bit about history, that oftentimes it's like the simplest thing, not even recent history, but just like the longest gauge of history. If someone who is really privileged wants to convince poor people to support them, they start saying, "Oh, you know what the problem is? It's not the super wealthy. It's those immigrants. It's the minorities. It's like it's the people who literally don't even have a caucus to vote against you." And it's like you get them all riled up, and it's like, okay, I wish that a lot of people were, especially in 2024, were more versed in the concept of demagoguery, where it's like, hey, you guys are getting played right now. This is a pretty normal playbook, and you should be requesting these candidates step their game up. But they're just they placated the most like P.T. Barnum simple. I mean, he literally just went out there and was like, I'm a genius. They're idiots. Everyone's stupid who doesn't support me. I mean, it's almost like thinking that wrestling's real in a way, if you believed what he was saying.
Exactly that.
And he knows it too. He knows what he's doing. Like he's like, this is how you win. And in a way, you kind of look at it and you go, yeah, all right. His goal was to win. All right. It's not my style. I wish there was a better way to do it. But yeah, man, I get really worked up about it too. Yeah.
That is still Leonardus.
Yeah.
Leonardo's.
Da Vinci.
There is a guy named Da Vinci Aaron in this.
God.
Like Da Vinci is a first name, and then Aaron.
Aaron. That's a good one.
I saw someone on Twitch the other day whose username was just denim shorts hard on waiting for January 6th.
Oh my
like,
god.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That is quite the name.
All right.
That might be my least favorite thing about the election is it vindicates all those fucking idiots for what they did.
No, I mean I think it was satire.
Oh. I thought you were saying it was
surprised they
serious.
didn't have the number after that. There's got to be multiples. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's not gonna work. Hey James, did you improve your mechanism?
Significantly, yeah.
Oh, that's good news. I was wondering about that.
I haven't figured out how to get it to do the thing yet, but I did improve it in the aspects of what was already there.
Okay.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
What is improving your mechanism of metaphor for?
It's not a metaphor.
The fucking
No?
work.
It could be a good metaphor, honestly. I'd like it.
I mean, it really is just manscaping.
You just have to crush up some Viagra into a Bang energy drink.
There we go.
Some Cialis.
Jesus Christ.
But caffeine-free, under no circumstance should children be consuming caffeine.
The Attorney General suggests this. Okay.
We have, with more than 500 peer-reviewed papers, That was one of my favorite episodes of any show ever. I don't understand how that was even possible that he just walked into the home of the CEO of Bang Energy and just like this dude took like 2 hours out of his life to just show him his most intimate secrets.
That guy's nuts. The CEO of
What was
Bang.
that? Was that
That guy-
How to, yeah.
That
Oh
guy's
my God.
He
nuts.
was trying to appreciate wine and he hates wine and he's like, why am I fucking like trying to drink wine when I want to drink Bang Energy drink instead? You know?
Is that what he said? The thing I love about the guy who owns Bang Energy is he looks like the guy who owns Bang Energy. If you had to pick him out of a lineup, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
He was an oily looking dude.
He looks like a guy who would wear multiple Abercrombie and Fitch polos, like several of them,
Yeah.
and stack them up. You
Isn't
know
that
what I'm
hot?
talking about? That was hot back in 2003.
Yeah, man.
Those were the
I'm
days.
there.
I was there.
That's where I live, bro.
In
You would have
2003.
sold like Bang like merch.
Merch, yeah. You mean his Bang robe with his Bang dick hanging out of it? Yeah.
Oh, I like his Bang chain.
I like
his
his bang chain.
His Bang bro.
His Bang bros. These I'd like to call these my Bang ladies, and these are my Bang bros. Just not being aware of the reference.
Yeah, you know how there's like Red Bull girls? He's also got bang girls.
He definitely does, yeah. And he comes out to like sparklers and spinners every Zoom meeting. The man knows promotion. Unlike someone I know.
Look, I'm trying.
No, I was just ominously about nothing.
So James, without disclosing the mechanism you're working on, is it like a skill and action game, or is it like a real doll, or
Everything's in games right now.
that makes sense?
Yeah. So obviously it's a real doll, and since James is so close to the real doll, I have to be the one who has to come and try it out because he's just so close to the. You can't see the forest because he's too close to the trees.
That's been your analogy today.
That is my analogy. That is my analogy. That's
All
my.
right, Joel. I just got to where I was before we hopped on the call.
Hell yeah.
That was like a blistering bum rush.
Blistering Bum Rush is my stripper name.
Ah, damn it! I was just about to say it.
It's a good one. It's a good stripper name.
Blistering bum rush.
Blistering blum. Blah, I can't even say it.
This place with the largest granary in Stone God, with the water source that spanned the entire Dominion.
What do we do here? I don't know what to
Let's
call
see if
this.
I can add you
One
to my friend list now.
Xander's officially a part of the Discord, so now we got him. We got him.
Dick sword, baby.
We got him.
We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him in the Discord.
It still says your character does not exist, James.
Oh, my character's name is Brojam Athena.
Capital B?
Capital B, capital J. I'm streaming right now,
yeah.
so you can see the name.
I almost feel like the old one's better.
Did it.
I love the real doll reference. Just the idea that someone's working on a real doll. Like someone's just
there are
really.
people out there that are working on that, man. What do you think? Like DARPA's funding?
DARPA? I could see the DARPA. That's a good reference, DARPA. And it's like, God damn it! I can't be. I don't need to hear about
Like
Putin.
DARPA
Is
on
I?
Wish.
I don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear about Putin. Is.
Favorite,
Go ahead.
one of my favorite documentaries of all time is this like fringe gold mine called fucking My Sex Robot, and I think it got taken off of all the streaming services it was on. But it's like three people who like are all like working on different like one's a dentist who's trying to invest in making like this like super realistic sex robot, and like one of the guys is like just this like fucking redneck in his garage that's making sex robots out of like power tools. Like 2x4s.
And then like wood products, yeah.
So good, dude.
That's pretty good.
Making one of those powerful tool walls is the trick.
I mean, like it looks like a sex robot that could kill. Like one of them has like a 12-inch thong on it.
That's my.
Just like thrusting with like a reciprocating saw, like has like just the leg joints.
A story that I constantly, well, not constantly, but I do retell was one I got from Grace, who told me about a guy that she met at a toy convention who was developing a product where a kid could be potty trained with it. It was like a potty train thing, but it like went over the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a duck, and that he had been working on it for a decade, and he refinanced his house or mortgaged his house to pay for it, and he wanted to sell it to one of the big two companies. And it was like, I had heard it from Grace, and then I heard it from Calvin, and Calvin was like, it was just really like he wasn't being thoughtful about it because Mattel and Hasbro don't want it. Like they wouldn't carry a product like that. So like his delusion. And then when Grace had met him, he was like talking over her, and he was like, I'm doing this thing, it's gonna be huge, yada yada yada. And then like there was like a lull. He had said everything he wanted to say, and then he was like, so what do you do? And she just like kind of briefly explained it. He was like, oh, and she was like, I just got to get out of this guy's way. Like, but I think about that guy a lot. How many people are like that?
Stream the video that I just sent?
Huh?
Can you stream the video I just sent? It's already on YouTube, so it's gotta be like within guidelines.
I can't. I don't know how you. So Discord's on my laptop, and I'm streaming on my computer.
Joel, you once showed me a video on YouTube that was. So here's my butthole, and
it's just a just a
like,
shot of
within
your
the first
butthole.
0.1 seconds, I saw a man's exposing.
That was a phenomenon.
What should I
was
search on YouTube?
Traumatizing, but also you're right.
Just search in YouTube My Sex Robot.
My Sex Robot. Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
And it'll look like.
Oh my god.
Like a horrifying. Like,
it looks like that thing from I Think You Should Leave, where he thinks that it's a monster. That thing.
Yes.
Hold on one second. This is really loud. There's some really bad ones too. I'm glad I didn't start streaming this. Actually, it would have looked really bad.
I wish you would have.
Yeah, not me. Because the one's borderline pornographic. Not the one you wanted, but one. If you search that, you'll probably see it's like third video down. No, Charlie, I can't play. Go. I played with you all day, kitty. Go play with your toys. Don't embarrass me in front of the stream.
Who's kitty?
My kitty. My kitty.
Alex and James, please watch this.
Okay, let's see it.
I'm worried.
It's only 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
I'm worried, but I'm also a man of science, you know? Like,
this is scientific.
Is this in general? Where'd you put this?
Our world is on the brink of a sexual and technological revolution.
So where'd you put this?
I believe that humans will.
I put it in the Flippy Boys chat.
Holy
Or no, I put it in the Conformity Farm Space Cats.
holy shit, Joel.
Just in general?
Thousands of men
Oh
sex
my
with
God.
female robots or fembots.
Oh, I've seen this document. Oh, way.
Bro.
If I'm attracted to a woman, it is very, very likely that I'm going to imagine her as a female.
You're kidding me? The idea of
Wow.
I don't like that.
Something beautiful that you can control. It's not going to leave because
It said this
it thinks
video
you're a
is
freak.
age
It's not going to
restricted.
leave
You're not
because it
allowed
found
to
somebody better.
That's for the
We'll
best.
meet the two inventors competing to create the
That is
world's
amazing.
first sex robot.
That's tough stuff, man.
Is
Oh my god.
It has a pelvic type of thrust. That's what it's about right there.
That's what it's about.
The future. This you cannot touch
Joel, I hate this.
You cannot say no to your
I feel like I'm going to go to hell for watching this. I don't even believe in that.
And we meet the man who isn't prepared to wait for technology to enable his fantasy and wants to turn his girlfriend into a robot right now.
Activate robot mode.
How come I can't find a girl like that? God.
It's not gonna leave because it thinks you're a freak.
Yeah, that's a good quote. Yeah, that's rough. There's a real doll documentary that I've watched probably more than once. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Probably.
Yeah, it's strange.
No, I have no idea.
There was a guy who
Mark,
like, because
the real girl?
real dolls are like, I think they're like almost about 10 grand a piece at the time, and there was a dude.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty expensive, and this guy
That's a real thing.
Oh yeah, there's like they're pretty good. Like Google Real Doll. Like I think that's the name of the brand. I can't believe this conversation is gone through.
But I always thought that was kind of like.
It might autocorrect for you.
Yeah, I did all the call. I said, "Do you mean real dollar value?" No, I want real doll. They're like, "No, for sure. This isn't. You're not a degenerate. This isn't what you want." Oh, they got a Black Friday sale, Alex. So you might be good. If you order now, mine's got a timer on it, so it's running out of time to order.
Go, dude, do it now.
Oh no, the artificial scarcity. What is it, kitty? What you got?
Is that what they're calling it nowadays?
Kitties? Yeah.
Dude, but think about like if it's all silicone. Like think about how much like it costs to buy like one like little like smooth on kit.
Yeah.
Think about how much it costs to first make a mold that big, and then fill it with silicone. Like you have to have like multiple 5-gallon buckets.
And also, they're all customized. And the way they thread the hair and stuff, like they customize it. So you choose the body type, the hair color, eye color, the shape, the position that they're in, and things like that. In the documentary, there was a guy who owned like a dozen of them, and he seemed like he was doing pretty well.
Are you sure?
Huh?
TJ, are you sure that this was a documentary and not the user manual?
No, this is a documentary.
Oh, that comes with a new one.
It was a PDF.
It was a PDF, yeah, dude.
Don't you dare.
Sorry. There's no. That's not necessary. I'm just an asshole.
It was
good.
Ken Burns.
It was a Ken Burns documentary. Yeah.
That's very funny.
Oh,
Ken Burns documentary.
I like the idea that there's a Ken Burns documentary on Real Dolls. He's like, he brought you the Civil War.
7 hours.
Yeah. It's like
I like when it switches from black and white to color.
I like the idea that there's two.
Worked on it.
I like the idea that there's two inventors who are competing with each other from far away, and they're like spying on each other and trying to sabotage each other as they develop. But their models kind of suck. Like the video I just played, the one where it's in his guy's garage, and it's just like the hip thrusting is very important. It's like you're clearly so far away from having a viable product. That to me is hilarious. No, Kitty, I'm not talking to you.
It's actually like it's so cringe, but it's so funny and actually really good. Like I recommend it. Like I watched it with my buddies when we were like in a
altered state of mind.
Altered. Yeah, the doors of perception were open, and what we let in was some garage-made sex dolls.
That would be a good time to watch it. My favorite part is by working on this and making this their life's work, they are paying a significant social price, and that part of it is hilarious.
I don't know, dude. I think the redneck guy got cooler. I think he like made more friends.
Oh, okay.
Like people in the neighborhood were like, "Do you hear Crazy Dave's working on that fuck machine?"
Fuck machine. I thought he was a weirdo. I didn't realize he was a maker.
I have a tangential story to this. All right, so my friend Robotnik, he's like a robot dance specialist, right? And he's kind of blown up for doing those NPC video things,
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he a robot gigolo now?
No, but that's what I'm getting at. Apparently a lot of women have reached out to him for like asking him to make like robot like sex
Accurate?
robot content. Like,
Wow.
well, it's more like a male robot that would fuck you. I think is kind of the fantasy.
Robo-erotic.
Yeah, right?
Robo-erotica.
Dude, that'd be
Robrotica.
And he's like, yeah, dude. Apparently, there's like a whole market for that. And I'm like, I can do that.
I think it's men. I don't think it's women, dude.
I was gonna say I'm really surprised that it's women. I actually
I don't know. Apparently,
what?
Regardless, I think you should jump on it.
I mean, like, how hard could it be? You know what I mean?
Well,
Well,
you know.
you show me, you'll really find out how hard it could be.
It's like doing the robot with my junk out. That's easy, man. I do that all the time.
That's how
I
you
do that before I shower every night. Like just.
Oh, we know.
You guys get it.
Yeah.
helps you get
All right. Well, on that note.
That's probably a good move.
Yeah. Good talking to you guys.
Yeah, likewise, buddy.
man.
Good talking to you, man.
Take care.
Take it easy.
Peace out.
What a guy, man.
Yeah.
This is not the first or the second time he's brought up a sex robot documentary.
Yeah.
I think this lives pretty rent free inside of
You, to be fair, you did say Real Doll about
did,
James's
yeah.
project. I watched that
That's
Real
true.
Doll documentary on a Google video or whatever, and I didn't
Okay.
tell anyone about it, and I don't think I've ever brought it up in a conversation. It was just one of those weird days on the internet, and I was like, yeah, see
Yeah.
what these guys are about. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty weird.
We-
They would refer to
all
women
had
as organic women. Like, oh yeah,
Ugh.
I gave up dating organic women. And then these are guys who you can tell can make money. Like you could just tell, right? And then to watch them basically just give up on romance entirely was like very telling. And this was probably 2010 when I watched this. This was a while ago. Fucking
That's crazy.
15 years ago. No
It's actually
kidding.
like a little tragic.
It is a little tragic. It is a little sad. You're watching this person give up the opportunity to have a real human connection, but maybe they don't have a lot
But
to
then you
offer.
also got to think that those people are like, you know, I don't want to name names, but we've worked with them before. I guess you didn't, TJ.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't think of anybody that I
I
know.
mean, we work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
still
like
can't.
that joke.
Oh, you're saying you.
Did we
Yeah.
work?
You know what'd be really funny, Alex? In your apartment, the idea of you pulling out like something that's probably weighs about 85 pounds, and you'd have to like carry it, and the arms would have to go over your arms, and you're just like pulling it out. And I like the idea that you're doing it after you had guests, and you're like, guys, I'm really tired, if you don't mind. And then everyone leaves, and you're like, and you like put it on your love seat the way you want it. That visual is relatively interesting. I cut it off there though. I don't take it past that.
I do think that's very funny though.
It is.
That is like a funny mental picture.
Yeah, it just you like, God damn it. Yeah. The one leg sticks out too far, you know, you got to push the coffee table, but you already knew that because you've been here before, so you move the coffee table appropriately. Yeah.
Right.
And then you
He's
then
like
it,
displacing my entire home to like make space for this fucking fake ass beehole.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
He's like uprooting my entire space just to
yeah.
have sex with a robot.
Yeah.
There's comedic value there for sure.
Instead of having a conversation with another human being, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's harder. They say it's harder to date now than any modern time.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I've given up, but like I'm definitely not like actively searching. I'm
No.
kinda over it.
That's too bad, man. You get a
much
lot of
work.
social dynamics.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, you gave up because you have an oath. That's why you gave up. I was actually just talking to James today that I think, honestly, for the first time in a long time, I'm dateable. I broke up. I had a long,
That's good.
not super long-term relationship, but I dealt with a breakup right after I was laid off, you know, Chicago girls. And then after that, I just don't think I was ever really available. So I still had romantic encounters, but they were more casual. And
That's
it's,
good, man.
yeah, I guess. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess.
The state of dating is kind of a weird place, man.
Yeah.
They say that women their standards are higher than ever, and in a lot of ways they're like higher than what like more than realistic, which I felt was more of a male trait, for like men to be the unrealistic ones, and women were like the more romanticized, so they could fall because men are so aesthetic. You would say they're aesthetic, given the world that we live in, and with pornography and stuff, perhaps they would end up having unrealistic standards, therefore would be harder to date. But it seems like, and this might just be social media working on me, but the numbers can't lie. People are not having kids and people are not getting married.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw a graph, and let me tell you something. Nothing will spin my ideology than a fucking graph. But it basically showed like the number of people who are divorced with kids, married with kids, never had kids, married and never had kids. And the majority of our country was married with kids and then divorced with kids. And then people who never got married and never had kids were always like a very small segment. Now for our generation, like millennials, I don't know if you guys are millennials. I'm assuming you're millennials. But
millennials.
I don't know what I am.
Okay.
Actually, Kane is Gen Z, but just barely.
Really? Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh.
But regardless, it's almost like a third of people are married they're just single. Like it's in that demographic on this continent has never been so predominant. And so, yeah, it's a very unique place we're going to, which would actually back up that concept of why we need immigrants because we're not replacing ourselves. So, if you love the economy growing, which is a big fundamental factor of the American experience,
you better start fucking.
Or start bringing in people who like to have kids and, that already have families and stuff. Like, you got to replace those people. Otherwise, we're going to have a collapse, which is going to cause the market to go down. It's going to cause the military to have a smaller budget. All the things that conservatives love. So they're really they're being they're being xenophobic, and that's causing them to miss the point of what they rallied around, which is economics.
Well, also for the record, like.
Did you guys want to hear me talk about politics on the stream? I'm sure that's why you guys come here.
The reproduction rate has never actually fueled like population growth. Immigration has always fueled population growth. Right?
Oh, is that true?
It's like populations will replace themselves with proper reproduction, but like if you want like real population growth, you need immigrants. Like there's no other way around. There's no way around it. Like
But even now, we specifically need them more than maybe the last time we needed a lot of people was after the Reconstruction era, after the Civil War. There was it was really hardcore, like any type of immigrant, well, as long as they were Western European, but rather. Yeah. But they'll take anybody. So that was like the whole concept of the way the United States was bringing people in. Who's got the derpy cat? Is that you, Xander?
He's crying. He's not dirty.
Oh, excuse me. That's fantastic. I love that cat. Yeah, that's good stuff. I don't know. The thing is that it feels like there's two things happening at the same time. The immigrations thing seems more like there's like a kind of almost like an invisible hand running things in our society that regardless of what the population want, they're still going to do.
Perhaps like a deep state?
I feel like the deep state is more like regulators. I think what they're referring to is like regulatory bodies that don't get elected. I mean, that's a legitimate argument.
I was joking. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I know you know what I mean too. But what was I saying? No, well, yeah, what was I saying? Damn it, you threw me off. No, that they're not gonna whatever's running this, really running it. You have like the part of the government that's a populist. Like you have the representatives that kind of speak for the system, but then there's the system as the whole, and the system of the whole is supposed to grow and expand. That's our civilization's function if you look at it as an organism, and that thing is more it will work against what the populace wants. So people didn't want these immigrants. It's been a popular movement around the United States for a long time to try to do something to curb the immigration coming in, but it was important for the growth of the civilization to allow it to happen. So even though populists wanted it, the system still ran in a way that allowed these immigrants to come in because it's really more about GDP growth and military growth and imperialistic expansion. And now you're seeing a populist movement, in a sense, to try to curb that. And they'll be able to curb it to some extent. But, you know, yeah, that's my perspective on it. I have no proof on it. That's almost like a conspiratorial perspective on it. But it seems like there are things that happen no matter who we put in charge. Like, you know, the wars will expand, empires will expand, the economy will get bigger. You can't do anything to stop those things. Like, it's a machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. We'll see. I mean, it's, you know, it's like, you know, I was about to say it's complicated. It's really not. It's very, very, like, you know, like simple. It's just a matter of like all that stuff is like true, but then also you have to look at like the reasons why people aren't having kids, and it's largely like because the means aren't being provided to them, right? Like we completely failed the middle class. Like there's
That's a good argument. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't have any children. It seems irresponsible. I've never actually had the means to be a responsible parent. So, like, what am I supposed to do? Bring people into this world in abject poverty? Like, what the hell are we talking about here?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have more education and more skills than probably anybody who came before me in my lineage. So, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Like the idea of like, you know, like people who owned, like back in the day, it'd be a one single family income, right? The dad would be like a grocery store, like, you
or
know, like
pumping gas or something could buy you a new house.
Gas,
yeah.
And he would have like a house with 4 bedrooms in it for his like family, right?
Yeah.
And like people think, oh, that's just like things have changed. It's like, no, that was stolen from us. Like our generation had that stolen from us. The American dream was actively taken from us.
Yeah. It was auctioned off. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Baby boomers went to college for between $200 to $500. Then they got all the assets. They inherit all the assets from the greatest generation who had actually earned it. And then when they got into administrative power, they consumed it all. They jacked up the price of tuition, and they don't have a ton of savings. They've sold most of their assets to corporations, and so they're holding out in property. That's the reason why property value keeps going up. It's their only asset. They did close the door behind them. That's a very good way to put it. I agree with that.
And it's crazy where like a lot of them are like in their 90s and like won't sell their homes in the you know, they're gonna die tomorrow and they refuse to take less than like 20% over market value for their fucking houses.
Well, because they don't have any other assets. It's the only thing they have.
No, but it doesn't matter. You're about to die. Pass it on.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so, you know, like...
Well, we are set to inherit an incredible amount of wealth, but it's not going to come until another decade or so. Is what they say.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying,
man. All my grandparents told me they wrote me out of their wills.
No, but it's not about inheriting it in the individual sense. It's like a macro, like...
Yeah, it's like the assets exist, the human being is gone. Therefore, you know what I mean, we'll have a little bit more money. That's the beautiful thing about the system, is that people die. I mean, that's the reason why we get opportunities. I mean, it's not that beautiful. It's kind of...
Dude, I can't wait to die. You know?
You can't wait to die? Interesting.
Sorry. Sorry.
It can't come soon enough. Yeah, that's funny.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Get me out, yeah.
Actually,
I got great news for you. You can go early if you want, but you can only do it once.
Oh, shit, really? Wait, how does that work?
It's true. You ever read Schopenhauer? He'll tell
I read Albert Camus.
I don't know who that is.
The fucking stranger, brother.
Tamu, you say?
Yeah, he argues you gotta take someone with you, I think. I think that's what that book's about.
Oh my God, Albert Tamu. Schopenhauer was the guy who was the mentor for Nietzsche. And you know, Nietzsche's like an existentialist, nihilist kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the one movie, what was that movie? The Dude, what's that called? The Big Lebowski. And there's the nihilist. And he's like, what? Wait. They said something, and he goes like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "Nothing, Donnie. They're nihilists, Donnie. It doesn't mean anything." It's like one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Those guys make really good content. Are you the one who referenced the Coen brothers earlier, or was that...
Joel references Big Lebowski all the time.
Oh, does he? Well, yeah, he was talking
Yeah.
about Zombieland that Bill Murray didn't do his homework and thought it was a Coen's brother movie. I don't know if I'm doing a Mandela effect, but I think I do remember hearing that from Bill Murray. But I don't know. Does anybody ever watch Tim Heidecker at all? Is anybody into that?
Tim Heidecker. I don't know.
Tim and Eric.
I don't know these people.
Oh yeah.
I reckon
he's no Roy Donk, but he was on the Colgate Comedy Hour.
Roy Donk. I don't think I know that name. Man, a lot of.
I Think You Should Leave. He was on I Think You Should Leave. He was the boyfriend.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he's no Roy Donk. Good call, man. You're 2 steps ahead of me, Alex. Yeah, he's no Roy Donk. What about the one where he's at a restaurant and he was like, "Hey, how did you get her?" And he was like, "Don't you realize we got these tickets because her mom drank puke on a contest on the radio?"
I hate that one.
You hate
I
that
hate
one?
I hate that skit so bad. It's my least favorite skit of
Oh,
all time.
really? That's your least favorite? I don't know what my least favorite.
Yeah, it makes me so uncomfortable in a way that I'm like, this is funny.
I think my least favorite is the girls doing the Instagram posts. And that might be just me not.
Oh, I hate that one too.
Yeah, I can't get through that one. It might be just me being sexist and being like, "Oh, this doesn't cater to me." You know, maybe. I also hated the ghost tour at first, and then my buddy Mark, Alex, you met Mark. Mark kind of explained to me why it's really good, and then we went through it, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, this is on like another level."
Yeah.
Because
The
I
Ghost
didn't.
Tour is very funny.
I loved the Ghost Tour.
Dude, the best part of the ghost tour.
I hated it the entire time until the end of it.
That's what everyone. That's what anyone who has any level of intellect says. When I notice with people, it's like, I didn't get it at first. I'm like, okay, he says absurd things. Like, come on, man. Like, I think you should leave. You just walk into a room and ruin your reputation everywhere you go. Like, and then when his mom shows up, she's got the nativity scene or whatever, the Virgin Mary on the dashboard. She picks him up in an old Cutlass and goes, "Make any new friends, hun?" And he goes, "Not really." And then you get it.
Not really.
You finally get it.
So sad, bro.
Yeah, it is so sad. I didn't realize they had so many layers to that show. It actually has replay value, and that's something that comedy struggles with. Like, they always say, like, there's no such thing as a comedy's greatest hits, because it's really about the element of surprise. You can only hear a joke so many times. But I think You Should Leave did a really good thing where you can actually rewatch it because there are layers to the story. And so if you're willing to take the time, it's like, what is the backstory here? And they do a lot of work in the writing to give that to you. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
Also, dude, Detroiters gets me. Holy moly.
I haven't watched enough of that. I saw the
It's very
clip
good.
where he was like, "I'll call his cell phone." And he goes, "What are you going to call it?" And then he's like, "You have to do stand-up." "I will."
Oh, man.
He's no Roy.
Dude, yeah, I'm...
Hmm.
James, I have existential dread about talking to my bosses, bro.
Dude.
I had to have...
Yeah?
Yeah, I've never had a hard conversation with my bosses like this.
Never?
I've never left a job, man.
Oh, you're going to do this for sure?
I worked internships through all of college. I mean, this is all assuming things go smoothly.
I've quit every job I've worked, I think.
No, dude, like, I did all
Wow.
internships. They had an expiration date. And then I was at
Yeah.
BMT until it shut fucking down.
Yeah.
BMT's a tough
Yeah.
one because if you think that what they were doing was leadership, it can really... if you think the way they were running the company was leadership, it can really twist your mind of what running a company is really supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, "Oh, these guys are really nice." And then you realize, like, no, these are conflict averse people and it's getting in their way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dickheads.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, let's see what else. Dude, dance is going real good.
Nice.
That's cool.
Are you able to, you're Because dance in Chicago is going really good, or dance in Cincinnati is
In
going
general, well, the dance scene here doesn't exist. It's just me, but my personal dancing has gotten so much better.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I noticed. Yeah, you showed us videos, and I thought you were very fluid.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looked
I've been
really
working
good.
on that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, but on the like, you know, talking to your bosses thing, it feels fucking great.
Does it? No, I don't know, man.
No, it feels awful until afterwards.
Right. I mean, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel like heroin.
It kind of does. I don't know. For me, it's a total power trip.
It is. It's the only time you actually have power in that dynamic.
That's true. Actually, we'll see how that goes.
When I was let go from old silly time, it was actually one of those times where I was like, "Oh fuck, what am I gonna do?" And then when I walked out, I go, "Why do I feel fantastic right now?" That was what that was like. I was like, "Oh, I don't work for a maniac anymore." You dodged a bullet with that one, man.
No, I know. I did not like what I saw.
Yeah. How did you know? Well, no, you know what? Your other opportunity was just so much better. It was a no-brainer.
Not necessarily. It was just I knew the Ray campus reputation. Like, there's just a lot of talk about them being shitters, you know.
Yeah. It was kind of abusive, man.
Also, Alex, I don't know if you know, but we are on a public stream on YouTube.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Well, whoops.
Yeah. But you're, you know, I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, just keep that in mind.
Okay. Sorry. Wait, my bad.
That's all good. I'm more just saying for your own good, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying anything that I would regret.
Sorry, I didn't know you didn't know.
Very good.
Yeah. But I don't say anything that I don't say anything I wouldn't say publicly, you know.
That is fair. Yeah.
You know, I would say the same thing. Type of stuff. Yeah. It was yeah. I don't know.
We often do.
Yeah. I know James doesn't mind. James will say it again. He doesn't care. What is it, cutie? What is
yeah,
it?
no, I'm just, you know.
Say it to your mother too.
No.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't say it to
now
mom.
that I'm in it, I'll just say, like, you know, people change over time, and I was, like, you know, willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but, like, when you hear about a company that has a stellar reputation, one that's, like, high turnover, like, I would choose the sure thing, you know?
Yeah.
Well, also,
And
it's like,
also-
you know, you see a company who has a reputation of, like, you know, management getting their employees, not getting, but driving employees to suicide.
Oh God,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
And you know what? The
That's
thing
tough.
is, I do get that too. It takes a special kind of person to get through that. But I feel like if you had less nerves, or if you were right, because they also like hiring people right out of college too, which is also fucked
Right.
up. And so I would say, and I've said this many times, if they had gotten me out of college, because I've worked for the federal government. I mean, I've worked for ESPN and Fox Sports One. I've been around, right? Seen a lot of different types of companies, and worked.
So TJ's been around.
I've been around. I get around, and in all aspects. But if I were straight out of college and I had felt like, oh, this is what working is like, or what businesses are like, it really could mess you up, because they're exploiting your like, the way they explained it to me was that at Marvin Glass, you get young people, and every human being has one great idea. Get that out of them, and then throw them to the wayside. And that's the way they're doing the Marvin Glass approach to business. And that they even told me that, TJ, we kind of got what we needed out of you. Yeah. They were like, don't feel
also-
bad. You were here like 10 months. You did really good. You're really talented, TJ, but we got what we needed. And I was like, okay, thanks, guys. Like,
Jesus.
yeah, it was.
I mean, I will also say, like, there was something uncanny about the idea of, like, look, like, okay, so, like, spending 6 years working in a place that's walking distance that is toy invention, where I feel a little bit exploited, but, like, it's okay because I get to, you know, do the products I want, and hopefully there's a future of leadership. and then that place shutting down and doing you kind of dirty,
Yeah.
and then like as soon as you walk out the door, this company interviews you. It's like, yeah, we're in walking distance and we're about toy invention and we're gonna promise you future leadership potential. And it's like I've been here before. It was, it was like it was just too, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like almost like I couldn't take that job and just pretend that nothing happened with like,
Yeah.
job number one, right? Like it just felt too much of the same. Like I was like, it's like being a rat that walks into a trap and then gets out of the trap like miraculously, and then just sees another block of cheese sitting on a wood block and goes, "Oh my god, a fucking piece of cheese!" Like,
Now, did you feel that instinctually, or is that something you kind of intellectually, or is that hindsight? Like, how did you come up with that?
it was definitely something I thought about in the moment. Is like when first talked to them, I was like, "Am I gonna do this again?"
Yeah.
And also, as a side note, I think the thing that really turned me off to it was like I can work with anyone. I can like make things work, but that space was so chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
It like stressed me out. Like there were just the boxes everywhere and like
Yeah.
I was like, this is freaking me out. Like I can't. Like
There was just every day, dude. You know what it is? I actually read recently. They said that an abusive work environment has, there was a list of them, and a lot of them they had, which was like changing your priorities daily, and that's what they would do. They would like, if you could talk to Joel about this, but one of his skills is the ability to, no matter how many days in a row he told you things are urgent, he somehow has this ability to create a new sense of urgency every morning. So your mornings are very stressful. He makes it seem like the house is on fire, and it's just, there's no plan. He's just kind of winging it. He's got a new idea. The thing that you worked, 16 hours on yesterday isn't even relevant. Put it away. We're working on this other thing. And then he'll ask you like 3 months later, like, what happened to that one thing? And you're like, oh, I put it away. And they're like, why? And then now it's your fault. And
right.
Yeah, it was, you definitely dodged a bullet. But I'm just kudos to you to pick up on that though. I didn't really pick up on it right away.
I mean,
James had warned me, but I wanted to work. What?
It's not just me picking up on it though. Like, again, I worked at BMT for 6 years, and like there are people at BMT who worked there. I've heard stories. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Like, I was going in to see how accurate those stories were, and everything that I'd heard kind of confirmed itself.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much like me being like, oh, I think this place is abusive. It's like, no, I know that historically there's been some shit that's gone down.
Yeah.
And it's more so like, can I tough it out anyway? Right? That's what I was scoping out. Like, can they make it financially worth it for me? Can they, it's like scoping that.
Were they willing to give you what you wanted? I feel like they were willing to give you whatever you wanted.
Close to it, but then like they were talking about me like handling like basically doing like inventor relations type stuff on their end, and like kind of reaching out to clients and stuff, right? Yeah. But then they brought me in for that week-long test, and the test was, hey, engineer shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I was confused. I was like, what are you hiring me for? Like, why am I doing an engineering test when my job will be to do client correspondence, right? And that didn't pass the smell test with me, where it's like, you were gonna make me do like 4 different things, and I'm gonna be juggling balls that I don't want to be juggling,
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if the job description is you're gonna engineer stuff and you're gonna do inventor relations and X, Y, and Z, right? Cool. But like they just didn't say that. Like they were gonna dump a bunch of extra responsibility on me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Here's an interesting.
Out of the blue.
Here's the interesting piece of insider information. You ordered a bunch of material for the thing that you were developing. The steam and the bubble. That came after you stopped coming in. Your desk with your notes in your notebook, with the pen, the felt pen you were using, and all the materials you had were still sitting in the same place by the time I left.
What the hell?
Think about that.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't. I'm just giving you facts.
That's so weird.
It just. Yeah. I don't know. It's a strange place.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm Yeah, but it's been like again my time here like in Cincinnati, at my current company hasn't been bad at all.
Oh, you're in Cincinnati right now?
Yeah.
In my mind, you're in Chicago. I don't know, the whole time. It
I know.
changes the entire
Me
dynamic.
too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I would
No,
commute
so-
from Toledo to Chicago, people would go, "How's Toledo?" And I would say, "It's still there." And then when I asked you about
That's what I say
Cincinnati,
all the time.
yeah, I know, and you said that about Cincinnati, and I knew right away how you were feeling because I would say the same
Yeah.
thing.
You know what the big thing is here that drives me insane is how cliquey it is. Like, because I grew up here, right?
Mhm.
But everyone I know is left.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like in college I didn't make strong, you know, connections with people because of internship stuff, and then like everyone moves around the U.S. for different jobs because everyone's like type A,
Yeah.
very competitive, looking for the highest pay. So I don't know anyone here that isn't. Well, I know one person. I know like 3 people here who are not pieces of shit. But I just don't know a lot of people here. And like meeting new people, they'll be like, "Oh, you from around here?" It's like, "Yeah." Oh, what high school did you go to? I'm like, where else in the world does anyone ask you like where you went to high school when you're 30?
Yeah.
That's like what is like the first
Strangely, around where I live.
true.
Yeah. It's just people.
But you know what I
stay-
mean, right?
I live
Yeah.
in suburbia, so.
Right. But you know, it's like in Cincinnati, like that's the thing. Like it's clicked up. You hang out with your high school friends, like in your 30s, right? And so it's like I was just looking. I'm on the Cincinnati subreddit, just like watching, you know, like monitoring things, you know. And there was a post recently. It was like, how do you meet people in your 30s in Cincinnati? And I read the thread, and the top comment with like 1.2K likes was, "I'm turning 40 next year, and I still go to like shows, theaters, concerts by myself. No idea."
Wow, that's so
And I was
sad.
like, nice. And I've been trying. I've been going out and trying to talk to people and stuff. And it's just like,
Dude, you know what
like,
kills me, man? It's so crazy. I went to a Toledo public school, and you know, in Ohio, the Catholic schools are generally the better schools, and
Yeah.
which is the opposite actually in Texas. Weird enough,
Oh.
but I didn't see that coming, huh? But if I meet somebody in Chicago who's from Toledo, they will ask me where I went to school, and when I tell them that I went to a TPS school, the entire dynamic will change for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong, people do evolve, but if there's a group of them, the entire, like, I will socially be put at the bottom of the hierarchy. And it still bothers me where I'm like, this is so odd. Like, you carried this shit all the way to Wrigleyville. All right. Like, you know. So I don't know if that's an Ohio thing or what, man, but Ohioans they do identify by their high school. High school is a big deal
So
in
my
Ohio.
my high school was like kind of like wealthier, privileged kids, like always like shit that was like, you know, like drag racing and like people doing like shitty stuff, not because they had to survive, but because they thought they were invincible, right?
Wow.
And like, yeah, and like, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was
Yeah.
like, you know, there was a lot of shit that went down in my high school that was, you know, like kind of the rest of all the other schools looked at us like there was like privileged ass, like, you know, like kids doing like stupid shit. And like that's a thing that like will follow me through social interactions here. I'll tell people that where I went to school and they go like, "Oh, really? Like, oh, like were you there for this thing?" I'm like, "Yep." It wasn't me.
Yeah, man.
I was
I know
studying my
exactly.
ass
I
off.
know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Now it's nice
Like,
to go back
in
to.
college.
Go ahead.
In college, this dude like he's like, you know, like I got into, you know, DAP or whatever, and he's like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, like you had it so hard at Mason. I was like, not like financially, but I had like worked my ass off. Like, he's like, oh yeah, they must be so hard having all those tutors and people writing your essays for you. And I'm like,
Damn. That's very
that never
judgmental.
happened.
Yeah.
You're talking about the white kids at the school. The Asian kids fucking competed
Yeah.
viciously.
They ever
Like,
tell you that?
You know, it's like you have no idea what you're talking about, and you're judging me based on the area I grew up in. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, I worked really hard on everybody else's essays. That's what you should have.
That's a good answer.
The valedictorian of my class, his name was Albert Hong. And then
What?
What?
the name of the valedictorian of my class, his name was Albert Hong. He's a he's a surgeon now in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one after that, the next class was Grant Chow. And there weren't even a lot of Asian kids at our school. They just fucking
Yep.
slayed. Yeah.
Dude,
What?
my high school had a perfect ACT and SAT every year.
Oh my
Like clockwork.
god, that's nuts.
Every single year.
That's
Dude,
bizarre.
man, so how would they have cheated my ACT SAT?
I don't know how you
We
cheat
got an
those.
Asian kid to take it for you.
Oh, there we go.
I would
I got like a 23 on my SAT or whatever the one
It
that.
was definitely not an
ACT.
SAT. Your ACT. That's actually
man.
not that bad for.
I'm not about to start talking about ACT scores because at my school that was like the social pecking order for Asians. Like your ACT score was your self worth.
Wow. Most of the kids at my school didn't even take it.
Yeah.
They would tell us all the time, like, you don't got to go to college. Like, I went to a school that was preparing us to work in factories. I was always at like the higher. I was probably in the top 10 percentile, but not because I'm exceptional. It's just the culture, you know. It wasn't until I left the school and started getting around more, you know, more educated people that I realized, like, oh, like I got a lot of catching up to do.
I feel you.
Yeah.
James, it's so fascinating watching you play this game. You're just like a dog running around, like collecting stuff.
I really don't know what my objective is.
Really? That's funny.
You
Now
could
you know
start
how my
killing all
cat
these
Charlie
weasel
feels.
things.
I think that's what my plan is. I'm gonna get to the safety barrier and heal up, chase my tail for a little bit.
That's cool.
Actually, I think I can change what animal I am.
Oh shit! Hey guys, I gotta head to bed. I got work
What
tomorrow.
time is it? Oh shit! So do I.
It's midnight 15 here. Wait,
Midnight.
James, what are your hours like?
They haven't told me, so I've just been doing 9 to 5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So nobody told me, so I started doing 9 to 5, and nobody's like, they seem to be happy with everything I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's half days on Fridays, and I only have to go into office once a week.
I feel you. Cool.
So
That's pretty rad.
those are the hours right now.
Sweet. Love that for you. That's killer.
Yeah. So that commute is going to be a little wild tomorrow. Where
Yeah. How long's the commute?
Well, I have to walk. I have to get from my bed and walk down the stairs.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. It's a hard life.
It's hard. It is more difficult for me to do that than it is for me to drive the hour and a half in office. I do much better in person. I need like the social interaction.
See, I work well with. I need some time with people, but like headphones on, grinding shit out.
That's exactly what I need. I need people to be around, but not interacting with me.
I feel you.
I feel that.
I have an idea for a game.
Yeah.
Chess 2.
Okay. You pitched chess 2 to me before.
So here's all the pawns are now kings,
Okay.
right? And then like the new king is like Galactic Overlord. You see what I mean?
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
You know.
What the fuck are you
And then
talking about?
anytime you take out a pawn, you have to play a full game of chess.
Of like
Chess
chess one. You have to play chess one
Yeah.
every time a pawn gets taken out. It's
Yeah,
like
anytime a pawn is challenged.
so like playing the game, playing chess 2 could be like playing cricket, which could take several days. So you got to really know whether or not you have time to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have an actually. Well, I have an idea for a good game actually, so I can't say it. Never mind. But yeah,
I actually have an idea for a good game.
I actually think it's very funny. It's a good expansion for chess.
You're being serious?
I'm in.
What?
Don't they have like 100 square chess and stuff like that?
Yeah,
like,
they do.
I've never played anything like that, but yeah.
I think they need like. Do you know the secret rules of chess?
No, I've never even heard of that.
No.
The ones where you have to take your pants off.
No. It's so like the pieces can be friends and sometimes even lovers.
Oh.
Yeah. If you got two horses looking at each other, they're in love. You don't know this?
No.
No?
Oh, gotcha. And then they're protected by the power of love.
So that's fantastic.
Are you just getting loopy because it's late, or is this like a real thing?
No, it's a joke. So if you have two knights that are an L shape away from each other, then they protect each other. Right, because
Right.
one horse gets taken, the other horse gets taken.
Sure. I
The
lock that
horses-
up a lot. I try to do
But
that really close.
whenever I do that,
Go ahead.
But whenever I do that, I make the horses like face each other on the board, so they're like looking at each other in the eye, and they're in love. That's what the L stands for.
I don't know how you
The
stay
L for
single.
love.
You're so
Guys,
romantic.
Oh my gosh, I'm a goblin now. I'm going to a goblin ceremony.
You're a little freak. Look at this freak.
Oh, that looks
I'm a little
cool,
freak.
man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that walk animation's freaky, bro.
That whole game looks
Ooh,
fantastic.
ooh. Nice hula hoop.
I mean, the detail is absurd.
You can have sex with all these goblins, dude. Amazon, stay winning.
Right?
TJ, how many people are watching your stream?
Right now it looks like 4.
Sweet.
So yeah, my streams don't do that well, but they're growing.
That's cool
So
though.
you got to start somewhere.
Do you have are people active in the chat?
Yeah, around a certain amount of time. I think that. So can you see my video?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm talking to you guys through a Bluetooth speaker, and then it's getting picked up on a condenser mic. So I think that when I get caught up in your guys' conversation, it kind of pulls away from them. But yeah, generally people watch me draw, and they're watching the process of me finishing up the graphic novel. So I do have people watching.
Awesome.
Yeah, I found out
Okay.
Jake told me he watches my streams. And I was like, oh,
That's
thanks. Yeah,
If
because
Jake's there, tell him I say, "What's up, scumbag?"
yeah, hey, what's up, scumbag? Jake, if you made it 3 hours into this stream, I mean, maybe. Stream's not bad. Like
Anyway.
post streams and podcasts and stuff, I realize like if you can continuously give someone's, I think the most valuable part of this stuff, like it's cool to watch people play games and stuff. I get that's like a different thing than what I'm doing, but I think people like to listen to conversations in their ears while they're working because it makes them feel like they're working around people or they're working out around people, and it makes them feel less alone. And I think that's really what that intrinsic value is of what's happening here. So sometimes I don't talk a lot. And I'll just be drawing. So I don't know. I haven't really figured out how to exert the most value out of it, but yeah. I've been streaming for a while now, and so there's hours and hours of me working on this book. So once the book's done, it'll be an interesting archive.
Yeah.
Because then you can see me doing the
dig
whole thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, man.
All right, I gotta head to bed, guys.
Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Oh,
It's good to talk to you.
I'll hop in more now that I know this exists.
Yeah,
Hell
you're
yeah.
welcome anytime, dude.
Sounds
Come
good.
through.
Night, guys.
Catch
All right,
you guys
take care,
later.
man.
Bye.
I mean, is Discord not like one of the best things ever?
Right.
It's so good.
It's like what Skype used to be for me in middle school.
Oh, you did this in middle school? We did. You know what we
With
did?
Skype,
We
yeah,
would
I
just
mean,
three-way call people because I'm older.
yeah. No, we just like if we had a friend group that would hang out after school on Skype all the time. So if anybody in that friend group was on, if their Skype bubble was green, we would just call them in.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
This just has a non-committal platform, which is really nice.
What
Where it's
Discord?
like you can, well, somebody can exist in the call that's just public, and then you can drop in. Where Skype, you had to actively call somebody. So that it was like you had to make a commitment to reach out to somebody. Where here you can like see somebody sitting in the lunchroom and sit down with them, you know?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Discord's really onto something. I really do believe that there are probably Discord servers where there are people that you really should know, you know, like of know people. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but you know, I definitely think that exists. You know, there was this guy who just got in trouble, was like going to prison or something like that because he leaked a bunch of government information through a Discord server. Did you hear about this? He got 15 years.
Yeah, I did hear about this.
Yeah, and it's just so wild that, like, how do you explain that to my grandma? Grandma was in a Discord server, like, just make her head explode. Like, what? Yeah, this guy, you know, It is hard to explain. You kind of have to
Is that
experience
the
it.
devil?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna crash too, just to kind of keep my sleep schedule in a responsible light. But I'll be on early tomorrow, so I'll be around. What key?
Cool, man. I will see you around. I'm probably gonna be downtown tomorrow. I have to pick some stuff up at Wilgus, so
What do you gotta?
maybe we grab lunch or something if I'm in the area.
Yeah, just let me know. Figure it out. You know where I live, right? Come swoop me up or something.
Yeah, I'll come swoop you.
All right. Sounds good, boss.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care, bud. Come on, Key. Come on, Key. All right. Let's merge all this down and put this back. This is story A. Gosh, you know what the crazy thing is that I'm not improving these drawings like a ton. I need to reevaluate how I approach these. I can't casually. Well, I got the floor is definitely better. And then if we go to this, yeah. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. It was something that needed to be done. Now it is what it is, and we'll get through it. I just can never stop drawing, and knowing when to stop is really important. And I got to get better at that. But anyway, I appreciate you all watching the stream. I'll be around tomorrow. I told everybody I was going to stream early in the morning today, and I started drawing really early, but I didn't start streaming. I kind of like kept to myself. So it's nothing personal. I just, just didn't feel right. So I'll get better about it, come and hang out with y'all. But I think these are good, right? All right. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We're closing in on almost 3 hours, but I definitely would like to do much longer streams. Maybe tomorrow I'll show up and I'll shave my mustache off. Huh? There we go. Or should have some sort of contest to shave my mustache off. I don't know if I mean, it's okay. And it's nice to change things up, right? But anyway, I'm going to get ready for bed, and then I'll be up, and then we'll be back at working on this. So if you guys want to see that process, I'll be here. So in the meantime, be good, live well, and what would be the Godspeed? Is that what they say? Is that what they say? Godspeed ahead, y'all. Live the dream, right? No, this should play. I thought this was going to work. Maybe it'll work this way. There it is. And I know you guys can hear me too. But anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Bah.